Okay. It is I. I am here. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Drop a one. Let's find out if you can hear me first and foremost. Before I go too far, before I go too deep in it, let's just wait for a few of our friends to join the live so we know all is well inside Parati within Mzansi Unfiltered live stream. Brought to you live by your host, the one and only Witness You. Boo, 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 boo. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another great edition. This is your host, of course, Witness You. If you're joining us from the replay, hi. Make sure you drop a replay in the comment section so that I know you're part of the replay gang. But for those of you who are inside Pagati Live, a few house rules. If you can hear my voice, Witness You's voice, drop a one in the comment section. Let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Actually, let me move my mic just a little bit closer. I think that sounds even better, but I need you to confirm you're hearing me. Nice. Okay. And then another house rule. If you want to comment, unfortunately, you have to be, it's not unfortunate. Well, it's unfortunate for a troll. I'm good to. If you want to comment on the live stream, fortunately, you must be subscribed. It can't be that you are not subscribed and then you want to chat with us. You want to engage with the family as an intruder watching from outside the club. The real intruders, because we now know official, it is official. There were no intruders inside Pagati within them Gulagudus. It is also official that Georgie, Advocate George Baloy, the flexible prosecutor inside Pagati within Paula Sullivan's book. Yeah, did you guys know he's there? I just barely ever mention it, but I think, this is a good time for us to bring that to your urgent attention. The flexible prosecutor showed us his flexibility this week, actually, when he wanted to flexibly fly in evidence into the record of Mapungu Ntuli. Who is Mapungu Ntuli? Fisoguhle Ntuli's uncle, and they lived together on the 26th of October 2014. The night Senzo Meyiwa was with his friends, his baby mama, his childhood friends, and his baby mama's mama, and baby mama's sister, and baby mama's sister's boyfriend. Do you see the chain? It was a very complicated intrication. And his wife was actually on the other side of town waiting for him at a birthday party. That date, the 26th of October, 2014, forever changed the landscape of things because Chico Twala's son, yes, he sent Zandi a message and said, "Where are you? I miss you. It's been a minute." And she said, "Come through, okay? Come through, because Senzo is about to pay the lobolas." Funny enough, how come the Meyiwa family don't know about this? But anyway, we're not there. I'm not going to judge Senzo Meyiwa on the things he did. We'll let his soul rest in peace. But for those that are still part of the living, the Kamalos, yes, them, yeah. According to Major General Prince Mokotedi, he said, such a polite man. Did you guys notice? But anyway, let me check in. I'm out here going on and on and on and on and on, but I don't even know if you can hear me. So let's check in. Oh, let's check in. We have a brand new member, but not a stranger to the show. Hello, darling. Thank you so much, Nicolette. I see you. Thank you so much for considering to subscribe and become a member. Not just subscribe, but you've elevated your status and said, I need to be a member. I need to be inside Pagati within because this is Mzansi Unfiltered. I want to show my money to her. I want to throw my wallet at her, and so that I support the channel financially and assist with all the subscriptions and tuntunis and tuntunis. Okay, because it's a lot out here. Okay, for example, I have to use YouTube Premium, which I've got to pay for. So that when we're watching together, we're not watching ads as well, so that it doesn't disrupt our flow. Hello, Robbie. Hello, hello, hello. Oh wow, your comment came in so early. How are you doing? Did you watch, guys? I think I got. Did you watch? Did you watch? Did you watch? Did you watch? Did you watch comments? I think I got like over 60. Okay, fine. Maybe 30. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it was 30. So let's read this comment. Did you watch Moko Teddy, Major General? Did you guys not learn anything from Pokemon? Oh, no, not Pokemon. What's his name again? General Khan. Did you guys not learn anything from General Khan? You must address them with their ranks. So that is general to you, okay? So if you're a major general or you're a lieutenant general or you are a general, you're all generals, okay? The shortcut is general, FYI, fun fact, okay? Did you know that? So General Mokotedi, shout out to him and his bravery. I just want to check because I think I follow him on Twitter. But now at least I can make the connection because he's been typing on those Twitter streets. Let me see. I think I follow him already. Just give me a second. I need to check while it's still on my mind. Oh yes, I do. I knew it. I was like something about that name. So on Twitter, just so you guys know, go ahead and follow him and let him know you were sent over there by the one and only, okay, witness you of Mzansi Unfiltered. And she says, hello, thank you so much. We needed to hear it from a verified source. So so on Twitter, no, X, formerly known as Twitter. He is General Prinzo. Boo, 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 boo. Let's just go ahead and give him a round of applause. Okay, applause. Let's just go right ahead and give him the round of applause that he deserves. Okay, because, sir, you are the MVP because. Sir, but I want to know. I want to know why there were no police there. Conclusions. I want to know. I want to know. But anyway, he said he's happy to be summoned by Georgie, subpoenaed by Georgie. But we all know it is a fact that Georgie has closed his case. Okay? Do you guys know that? Georgie has closed his state case without playing us into the record, the reconstruction video that Netflix was not able to get access to. So, those of you who haven't watched the Netflix documentary, let me give you a brief summary of what the Netflix documentary is. And I was kind of surprised to hear what Umzili Africa said in the clip I watched today. So, shout out to every single person who typed, did you watch The General? No, not General Lishabani. General Mokoteri. Did you watch him? Did you watch him? Did you watch him? Please go watch him, Ziligas Africa. Go watch him, Ziligas Africa. I got so many of those comments. First of all, thank you for getting my attention. You guys do know how to get my attention. Yeah, you just drop a comment, I'll see it. Just so you know, the interface from my it's like you're sending me a text message because you are okay. Um, but there's some house rules, okay? There's some rules to that because you can't abuse the system. You can't be out here saying, go and watch Mziliga Ziwa Africa's podcast. Um, okay. I don't remember his podcast name because let me give you a fun marketing fact. He named his podcast some other random name that we can't remember. Yet we know his name, Mziliga Ziwa Africa. It should have been Mziliga Ziwa Africa podcast or whatever by Mziliga Ziwa Africa so that we the people don't suffer when searching for it. Because I don't watch him like that. Okay. I'm not it's not that deep. Okay. I don't watch him like that. I do follow him on Twitter. I had to mute him so that I don't get his updates. Guilty confession. because he posts things about um things that are not of interest to me, and he posts like 400 times a day. That's a bit much. So when you go and type, "Hey, go watch Mzilika Ziwa Africa's podcast," I would appreciate it if you say go. Don't put any links in my comments. I'm never gonna see it. Okay, it's a YouTube feature. It's blocked, so I will never see the link. But tell me, go to whatever. What's the name of the podcast? Let me see. What's the name of the podcast? Let's call a spade a spade. Let's give credit where credit is due. What's the name of the podcast? Podcast. Oh my gosh. I'm showing the people I don't know the name of the podcast again. Okay, let me check on my phone. Hold the line. Talk amongst yourselves. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find it. Do you see how long I'm taking to find it? That's how much it's not fresh on mind. There we go. People don't talk. There's no way I would remember his podcast is People Don't Talk. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why he did that, but that's my own opinion and that's his own freedom of speech. Why didn't he just name it Mziliga Zwa Africa? And it's not too late. Mziliga Zwa Africa. You can actually change the podcast name. But anyway, I see Kolapo, my own business that pays me. Um, when you say go and watch, tell me the name of the podcast and then tell me watch at this minute. Because I got there when I finally found it. I'm like, oh hell no. You want me to watch 2 hours randomly? Because none of you said what it is you wanted me to watch. That's the irony of it all. So it's like, oh, you want me to sit on my beautiful Sunday, the day of the Lord, for 2 hours and I don't know what I'm watching? Uh-uh. No, we can't do it. But I was quite graceful. I said, since I've limited guidance, let me just press play. I'll just press play from the start. I watched 12 minutes and fell asleep. So I'm like, what what is it that they want me to see that is so urgent in my comment section? So when you guys want to summon me, let me know. I'll give you an example. At the Madlanga Commission, when people wanted me to know, Brigadier Wangani Nicholas Gininda, who's on page 283 of Paul O'Sullivan's book, was being thrown under the bus at the Madlanga Commission as an ice boy. Brachi! The comments were so specific. Are you watching Madlanga Commission now? Gininda, Gininda, Gininda. It was Gininda, Gininda, Gininda. It was Gininda everywhere. It was hilarious. Fortunately, I was already watching. So it was just funny to see because I couldn't even listen because I kept getting the phone notification. I was like, oh my goodness, I must put my phone on silent because you guys wouldn't stop. And it wasn't just on one platform, it was on Facebook, it was on Twitter. No, people don't talk to me like that on Twitter. It was on Facebook, it was on TikTok, and it was definitely on YouTube. Oh my goodness. It was a lot, but I loved it. So let's be specific. That's this ramble is just to say, guys, 2 hours is a long time for me to just go in blind. It's a long time. It's a long time. I can't do it. I can't do it. We've got to be more specific. So let's read this comment, which summarizes what everybody said for the last 12 hours. Let me see how long this video has been up. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. The video has been up for 24 hours, but I would say in the last 12 hours, that's when everybody has been summoning me to attention. And I don't know why it is not getting as many views as it should. But I know you guys will do the right thing. You'll keep sharing it, and we're going to talk about it, and more people are going to watch it. I've already posted a video summary for those of you who are like me, who don't want to watch the full 2 hour spread. We want to get straight into the business. So that's already posted. Make sure you watch it, catch up before you fall asleep, because I'm going to do a follow-up deep dive video. So this comment said, did you watch General and Umzilika Ziwa Africa podcast? If you don't, please do. They talk about the Senzo Meyiwa case, and then you'll say, start watching from minute XYZ. Thank you. Thank you. All protocol observed. And then we've got Unabubelo. Yes, they talked of Senzo. He investigated the case also and even made a drama out of it. Not a drama. Not a drama. Okay. A reenactment. Okay. A reenactment, because if it is a drama, we the people would have seen it by now. Georgie, where is the tape? Release the tape. Okay, you refused for Netflix to get access to it. So let me tell you a little bit about the Netflix documentary for those of you who haven't watched it. Hmm. Okay, so the Netflix documentary is just a bunch of media. Sorry, producers, no offense, okay, but I'm just giving. It's a bunch of media collection. So don't think of it as a reenactment. It's just a bunch of stuff put together and then a few interviews here and there, like Umziliga's Where Africa is there. There's some investigative journalist guy. There's Shadrach Joseph Sibia. There's I can't remember. I think there's Kelly as well, and so on and so on. And it's just 5 simple episodes. And I think they released it just before the trial went live. And they haven't done a follow-up documentary because, of course, the case is now sub judice, so nobody wants to come talk whilst it's still ongoing. My opinion, okay? And then in the Netflix documentary, Mzilikaziwa Africa, when I watched him today, he says, he used the word we. I said we? What do you mean we? Who's we? Who's we? I did not know he was part of that production. He says they approached and they asked for that reenactment tape so that they, added to all those clips. Remember, I told you it's just a bunch of media stuff. Um, and they refused. Georgie released the tape. Okay, you can just leak it to YouTube. The people know how to make it shine. Okay, people know how to spread it. If you did not use it inside Pagati within the courtroom, unless I don't remember this. Did they use the reenactment? Do you know the reenactment that I know? The renowned reenactment that I know is of Chris Mangana. Colonel, don't poke me. Colonel Mangana over there at the Silverton Laboratory Forensics Lab in Dondoni, and he did his ballistics in Dondoni he rebuilt. So the difference between the general and the colonel is that the colonel just rebuilt the crime scene and he brought that whole structure into the courtroom, and we were all watching and going, wow, what an amazing man. Oh, and then he showed that the trajectories and he poked all these things, and we could understand and see inside Parati within I think it's Riva Stamp and Oscar Pistorius case. Do you guys remember that? The prosecutor there was, let me see if you really remember. Who was the prosecutor? Drop that name in the comment section down below. But anyway, we're not there. He did a building reenactment of the pew pewing. And with that building reenactment, they were able to show the court visually. So it's like a local inspection, but not really a local inspection. And he was able to show the court, which actually had more than just the court. The court had others to assist her because that's what Judge needs. I keep saying it. He just doesn't listen to me. All he wants to talk about is Bandaba, Bandaba, Bandaba. We're not there. We're just trying to get to the bottom of this, okay? Excuse me. So when they did that rebuilding of the crime scene inside the courtroom, it was very clear. The science was clear. You can't argue with science, except, of course, Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda, my lord, and the prosecution team, which includes the good doctor, laughing good doctor. They want to suddenly argue with DNA evidence, but we're not there. So they throw away the hat because they just don't want to talk about the DNA. Okay, they realize they can't convince the people of them DNA facts. So they said, you know what, let's just throw the hat away. Let's just get rid of the hat. So what happens next? What happens next is that, so the difference, I'm still telling you the difference. When it comes to Major General Prince Prinzo, yeah, that's what he calls him. I'm going to call him that too, okay, because he calls himself that. Major General Prinzo, yeah, he went to a university and asked for students and said, I'm going to need you to come and act. We are going to the Kamalo house. And them Gulugutus are all going to be there except for Chico Twala's son. Okay. We miss you, Manila. Yeah, he was missing that day. It is unclear why he was not there. In fact, they should have paused all activity until We Miss You Manila was there. Because what do you mean he wasn't there? He's the main character in Gamezula's words. Long way Twala is the one. Okay, and it's not me. Okay, Chico Twala, it's not me. I'm just quoting Gomezolo. May his soul continue to rest in peace. And you know how it is this week. Everyone is being quoted, even if they're 6 feet under. Don't believe me? Just go to the Madlangas there. They're out there reading WhatsApp messages of a dead man. The audacity, but we're not there. We are not there. So he got his actors to go with him, and then everybody who was in the house. So Kelly Kumalo, long way to no, no, no. Kelly Kumalo, Zandi Kumalo. She wasn't married then, so we're calling her Zandi Kumalo because that's what was her name then. So Kelly Kumalo, and she's the first person in her family to ever get married. So she's very proud of that. Okay. So I just want to put that disclaimer because I don't want her to get upset that I'm not calling her by her married name. So Zandi Kumalo, who's the first person in the Kumalo family, that particular faction of Kumalos, to ever get married, and she's broken generational curses in that family. But you know what, Wasikola, because Senzo was about to marry Kelly Kumalo, but then he got shot, so that marriage didn't happen. So it ended in tears for Kelly Kumalo. But you know what? I keep digressing. Let's focus. Focus, witness you focus. Okay, let's count. Kelly Kumalo, Zandi Kumalo, the children. Long. Why do I keep wanting Longway to be there? No, he wasn't there. Dumelo, Mtogo. I wonder if he reenacted the jumping. Okay. Gladness. I wonder if the cleaner was also there. Let's just call them Gulugutas, okay? Them Gulugutas all went to the acting scene. So what General Prinzo says is that they literally did the reenactment, but he wanted to know in this tiny, wincy kitchen. Now, stop typing. I know you guys like to catch feelings, and then you look at your kitchen and then you say, my kitchen is tiny. She's talking about my kitchen. I am talking about the kitchen in Fort Lawrence, the crime scene, period. If you catch feelings, that's on you. Okay. That don't come for me. So they were in this tiny, insy wincy spider. No, not spider. Tiny, insy wincy kitchen. All of them. All of them packed themselves in there to push out an armed, in this case, as the state wants us to say, an armed accused number 3, Gaza, and Untanzi. They were pushing them in this tiny kitchen, the small kitchen. They were pushing them. And then he stops himself from bursting out laughing because we, the people, have been saying that's a Gulugudu edition. He stops himself from laughing because, by the way, in the video I did, I talk about his body language. It's very important for you guys to also go see his body language. And then you tell me if you agree or disagree. His body language was one of a very comfortable, confident Prinzor. Okay. He knew what he was talking about and he was very confident and he didn't need to give us long winding boring sentences and add English to the highest level. He didn't need to tell us about subsequently corroboration. No. He was using grade 5 English, meaning he wants to make sure everybody understands the simplicity. And he said his words, not mine. Okay, don't catch feelings, Gininda. It is what it is, though. I mean, he literally summarized what we, the people, have been saying on these streets. But then we have a whole channel with a giant logo, and then it will have all these states people and one defense representative um, trying to convince us that the state's version is always right. You know, they never concede when they're wrong. They never concede. They will defend their nonsense to the highest on. I mean, that's what money does. No, not money. Okay. You see, when you have to sing for your supper, you're just going to sing. Oh, Mama Chala next. No. I'm not singing for my supper. But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is that he said with his chest, he didn't hesitate, he didn't stutter. He says, the investigators are just overcomplicating things. This is a very simple thing. Very, very simple thing. There were no intruders, and there's no. See, when you need to push someone, when you need to push someone, there's signs of pushing. You know how you were doing it. So basically, in the reenactment, them Gulugutus failed to convince Prinzo what they have tried to sell us inside that courtroom. It's not make sure. Basically, he said they lied. That's all I heard him say. That's all I heard him say. But he's like a very kind, polite man. He would never say such words. He's like Undanzi, like I was raised to never say people lie. But he says, I'm an investigator. Do you know I'm an investigator? I investigate cases. And then he stops himself from laughing. And then he says, there is no way a man with a firearm is being pushed. The second you touch him, those bullets are coming out. There should have been bodies everywhere. There should have been a massacre in that house. It should have been, oh, Senzo Meyiwa died at the home of Kelly Kumalo and everybody else, and the children are the only survivors, but they're minors, so they can't even tell us that happened. All they say is that all they heard was, and then there's bodies everywhere. But there's no bodies everywhere. There was just one body shot from close range, and his life ended instantly. Although Zandi wants us to believe that, then they put him in the car, and then she was talking to him, and Zandi, it's not too late to just come clean and tell the truth. We're a very forgiving nation. What we don't do is listen to Mkulugutu tendencies. Okay, let me just pause to catch up on these comments. Let me pause to catch up on these comments because it gets overwhelming sometimes. Um. Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, that's an old message. Okay. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, hi, hi. Good afternoon, my witness. You. I'm eagerly awaiting. Yes, yes, yes. We've made it. We're live now. I saw that clip. It pleases me to hear the general say he is readily available to testify. He is readily available to testify. But Georgie said, hell to the no, no, no. And I don't know that the defense will call him. I want the defense to call him to come with his video. How about that? How about that, Georgie? The defense still, but George is going to object. There's going to be submissions. George is going to jump up and down. It's going to be a mess because the reenactment is just going to prove that Senzo's frenemies are just liars. And one of them is the shooter. Maybe two of them will go down for heavy charges. The rest will be charged for defeating the ends of justice, and the keys of the jail must be thrown away. And they need to go there. Ebongweni. They need to go there. Okay. Um Trust says, I saw that yesterday. It's really so informative. Hope Power Defense came across it and subpoena general. Da 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 da. Hello, I confirm my presence. Hey JJ. I confirm my presence on behalf of Witness You. That's right. um Yes, Prinzo said he is ready on invite. Just name the day. I will be there. Guess what? Do you know the irony, Georgie? He's still alive. But you and that investigator, Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Geninda, on page 283 of Paul O'Sullivan's book, you love to read from the dead. What is with that? What's with that obsession when we've got living witnesses ready to speak and they can provide a video? That for me is already sus. But we're not there. We're not there. Inside Parati, on behalf of all good cops, not the ones inside Paul O'Sullivan's book and the gang of cool storage tea. Unit Fire Bless Abandava. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, great. You can hear me. I love that for us. Hello, family. Evening, members of the jury. Boo, 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 boo. Good evening, Ghosty. I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. I am patiently what you were trying to type. I am patiently waiting for the drunk court Discretion. Oh, discretion ruling by Tuesday. Yes, we all are. Good evening, gorgeous. As General Khan would say, if he was in my WhatsApp messages, he'd be like, "Hey, gorgeous, witness you. How you doing?" And I'll be like, "Hey, General, how are you?" I fully agree with the new name, Ghost Lady. No, we're sticking with witness you. We don't want to confuse the record. Party inside within. Checking in from Namibia. Guys, let me know where you're joining in from today o'clock. Oh, that got me so excited. Law graduate. Why not the Chief Justice not putting a stop to this case? No, this is a waste of taxpayers' money. Let Madlanga, sir, take over this case. Please, please, please. Listen, if Madlanga Commission was to take this, Malanga, it would just be malanging, but then it would just be like Kinindo will sit there and be like, "Okay, fine, I lied. Okay, I lied. I don't know. I know it's weird, but it is what it is." Good evening. Okay, she's back. Good evening, family. I confirm my presence on behalf of the General Prince, for a reconstruction of the crime scene. Amen. Amen. We need that video. Can you just leak it to us, please, General? Just post it really fast to your Twitter. Hi. Thank you so much for the jewels. Thank you for using YouTube's brand new feature. Ooh. Unfortunately I'm on my laptop, so I didn't see what it looks like. But wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. Woohoo! Woo, 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 woo. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Makes me smile. Senzo Meyiwa was going to pay imaginary lobola. Yeah, with his imaginary friends to an imaginary bride. Okay, stop, stop. Let me stop. Okay, let me stop picking on Kelly. I confirm my presence on behalf of Prinzo. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Yes. If you watch that interview, okay, if you've got time, it's 2 hours long. You're going to see he's consistent from start to finish. Start to finish, he is a consistent man. And that's the kind of man that we love on this channel. A man who can stand for his word. And most importantly, that is not a member of the I gang. Basically, he said, with such humility, he even apologized. But he wanted us to know, and we understood the assignment. He wanted us to know that he did a very good job with that reconstruction. AKA, no one can tear it down. Georgie, are you listening? No one can tear it down. It was brilliant. It is now being used as a template. He was the first ever person to do that. Why did he do it? Because he said them Gulugutu statements were just all over the place. He's like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Let's do it in person. Let's do a local inspection. There's no court date yet, so we can't wait for a local inspection. So let's do a reconstruction, and it was all recorded. And remember, that was before iPhones, not really before, like before phones had that much storage. So we're talking the giant tapes. I imagine they have the giant tapes from back in the day. So Georgie, just release the record, please. Stop it. Stop it. Stop withholding evidence. Um, but when they did pre-trial disclosures back in the day, this would have been disclosed to the defense, meaning the defense has the tape. That's my way I'm reading this evidence, but I could be wrong. But let me know if you guys, if this was played in the court and I'm just missing a portion of the record. Um, Gorgeous as well. I like Gorgeous, okay? I like Gorgeous. Ghosty, Ghosty belongs to Podcast and Chill. So that's why. Hi, family. Hi, darling. How are you? Rata must be arrested together with his. You can just read the rest of that. As a matter of urgency, immediately. Thanks, General, for exposing that theater at Judge Rata's. Guys, what is going on today with the comments? Advocate therefore said he surely did. That's the channel name. Thank you guys. Unpopular opinion, unpopular opinion, unpopular opinion. Is it unpopular opinion? No, that's not the channel name. Oh, it is. It's actually the full channel name is Up the Unpopular Opinion. See, it gets even worse. How are we supposed to remember all that? And you know what? Let me just give it to you. You are a journalist, which means you are a writer. How the hell did you come up with this up underscore the unpopular opinion? What the hell? Who's supposed to remember all this? And you are a writer. You're also an author, which means you understand that it has to be 5 words or less in grade 5 English when you're doing a book title. But in this case, it's a YouTube channel. So your channel has to be something memorable that. Oh, am I lecturing? Okay, sorry. No. Okay. We won't talk about it. Okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. He's got 14,000 subscribers. It's not too late for him to change the channel name. By the way, fun fact, you guys know that my channel name GNU Unfiltered was a temporary channel name. It was never supposed to last that long. I just couldn't think of what I wanted it to be, so I just put GNU Unfiltered just so that I could start having my extra channel. If you don't believe me, ask Clantis, okay? Ask Clantis because he was there. I think I was live with him or he was live and we were just chatting it up. And I was like, what do you think of this name? I'm going to kind of, it was supposed to be a temporary name. So when you see me change that name, it's because I'll have found the name that works. It was never supposed to be GNU and built it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Docket 375. Okay. Why are we typing 375? Did I say something about it? I can't remember. Did I? I don't remember. It's the people don't talk. You see, you are right, Tando Luce. You're right. It's actually both. And both of them don't make sense to me. Don't tell him I said that. Both of those channel names don't make sense. Okay, never mind. Okay, those are my internal thoughts that were never supposed to be out loud. Because how are we supposed to remember this? Just put Mziligas or Africa, okay? Because that's your brand. Anyway, stop it. Stop it, witness you. Anyway, so um I wish this to be played often so that those who are team state they will never get it. You can play it every day. I could play that video every day. They won't listen. I wish this to be played often so that those who are team state to get something to think about. I think the mistake you made is thinking that they can think. I think that's where we gotta underline the problem. We gotta call a spade a spade. Yeah. And this not make sure. It's because you assume that there's some thinking. What was it they said at the Madlanga Commission? You're a thinking MP. Oh, you gotta love the Madlanga Commission. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, oh, what a week. Anyway, so Robbie says the reconstruction of the scene was very interesting. Very. Did you see it? Witness you shout out to Otseho. Directed me to start. You see? Oh, so you cheated. You cheated. You had the internal code and you didn't tell me. Okay. It's like that now. I see you. You see me. Inside Pagati in Davos. I'm inside Pagati Andrea Johnson. Debucho. I definitely cannot read the first sentence. But wait, I know Munate. Munate. Yes. Nice, nice. I can't listen now, but I'll listen before I sleep. Thank you, darling. Yes, Kanye. It is the one and only. Then, prosecutor, aka watching brief. Just hold on. I'm gonna do a follow-up video. You know what? Let me hold myself. Let me hold myself together. Good evening, witness you and members of the community. I have long time concluded that there's a lot behind the scenes. Too much. It needs its own Malanga commission. Okay, because oh wow. No, she was not the prosecutor. Was she? No, she was not. Um, that's right. We know the prosecutor was Umeli Wame, inside Pagati within, and this is it. That's right. Yeah. I, ah, I'm not reading this out loud, but read it, guys, because all I can say is she disappointed me at the ad hoc committee, and it's becoming clear why. That's all I'm going to say. It seems Advocate Erinel and Beloy have been working together. So what else do you expect? We're connecting the dots. We are connecting the dots. Longwe Twala is the one. Guys, I cannot even say that sentence in my own voice thanks to Advocate Ngomezulu. I will never forget that video because I was so shocked. I will even tell you, do you guys want me to show you just how much I remember? It was even in August. Hmm? Did you guys know it was in August? That's how much I know. When Gomez, I remember the entire time Gomezulu was making his submissions, all I was saying was, oh, because that was shocking. And then months later, there was a funeral. I'm not connecting any dots, but that's all I'm going to say. Goes without saying, Longwe Twala did not show up. Oh, he was invited, but he just didn't show up. They shouldn't have continued without him. They should have subpoenaed him. Inside Pagati, inside. Exactly. I'm inside. Thank you. And the crutches with it too. Yes, they were. Longwe is busy taking forgetting pills at the rehab. The dead talk in different ways and they haunt you in the spirit. He can't survive and may. That last sentence is scary. I don't want to proclaim anything because we need him alive in the court. They are pleasing their handlers. You're talking about those that are singing for their supper. Because once in a while they need to fall in line, but they never do. And that for me is a red flag. I was watching Candace Owens' interview, which was 3 hours. Can you see the difference? I did watch that one. Okay, I should stop complaining. But anyway, I was watching Candace Owens' interview, and she's a very passionate person. And it was a debate, and she says 0% the guy shot the other guy. Don't ask me for names. Okay, I don't have names right now. It's not important. Okay. And then the opposing person, whatever his name is, he was saying 75%. And then when they're going through, why do and I think that's the format that Giant Logo should follow so that we meet halfway at least. There's a part where Candice says, oh, I didn't know that about the evidence, which had to do with the text messages. And because of that, I think there's honor. They do say there's no honor amongst thieves, but for her to say, I did not know, and it's okay. We can't know everything. Did you see the opinion poll by Newsroom Africa? No, I did not watch Newsroom Africa because I was busy watching 2 hours long Msiligazi Africa. Okay, there's only one of me. No, I didn't see the poll, but now I'm curious. Let's go take a sneak peek. Hold the line. Um, what will happen to Baloyi if the case collapses? He just goes about to the next case. Nothing actually happens. There won't be any criminal unless someone opens criminal charges. Hello, fam, aka the judge. Hello, fam. It's our real jury member. I'm Lambert Design. Hello, fam. So the judge did it again. He announced another death live on TV. Even Georgie was shocked. Listen, George's reaction takes the cup. It's like, George, why are you rising up? What is the problem? Why do you have a problem with my lord putting George did not want us to know. Good evening. Hi. Selo. I think more is still to come at the Madlanga about Kilinda. Oh, make sure you summon me, guys. because I don't watch Madlanga Commission like that. I watch Madlanga Commission when it's my All Stars. I have my specific people that I want to listen and follow their cases very closely. Um, and some of these guys are like one trick ponies. I just can't follow their story for 7 hours. I'll just read the transcript. It's faster for me to read the transcript than it is for me to watch, FYI. But the day they drop Geninda's name, oh, summon me immediately. Don't hesitate. Good evening, all. I confirm my presence from the tiny little province of KZN and the PKTT. Hello, hello, hello. Can you believe it? There's still people right now who don't know why I say tiny little province, and then they catch feelings and then they run to the comment section, and I'll be just looking at that comment saying, look at you. Look at you showing your ignorance on the internet, showing the people that you never watched. General. Is he still a general? I mean, there should be a time limit for how long we can call a person on suspension a general. General Shadrach Sibia. It tells me you never watched it. You never watched all the multiple channels that posted that clip when Criselda Lewis said, "Are you a criminal?" And then you want to come and catch feelings and then expose yourself in the comment section. I always laugh. I always laugh. These days, I don't even respond because I don't like it's a year ago. Where have you been? Hi, Eswatini in the Eswatini was very popular this week at the Malanga Commission. Hmm? Eswatini, what's going on over there? Why do you guys need grabbers? Why, oh, why? Why you guys sending a representative to a known Gulugutu's funeral? Why? And then there's the allegations that Ket Matlala has a Swatini passport. Oh, I understand why now. Very much so. So Eswatini needs to put their house in order because what do you mean? So, hello and welcome. Thanks for watching. Tawazisi or Utimelo said when Ulongwe arrived at the Spaza house, what? It was like an angel of death has arrived. Ooh, don't make me make that a video title. General Prinzo says it all. The shooter was ceremoniously escorted out after the shooting. Yes. The defense should ask him to testify. He is a willing witness. He is. He says he hasn't received any invitation at all, which means he hasn't gone to drink coffee. He hasn't appeared to George's office to create. None of that has happened. And that for me is a red flag. Absolutely. The general has to be called as a friend of the court. The general has to be called as a friend of the court. I don't think the children of Senzo Meyiwa will ever trust friend after what the two friends behaved after the passing of their father. Which children? Which children? The one that Kelly has or the other children? Hi, Deborah, long time. How are you? The voice behind the mic. After watching the episode, it validated what I've been saying about the crime scene and the mastermind ballistic expert. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. I've always said, and I stand by my submission, that that is not the real crime scene. I've always said that. But then now, when we have a whole general, okay, backing it up, well, he didn't back me up, but he's backing up that those guys at the Spaza house, I'm Gulligators. What more do we need, Georgie? Just let Mapungutulu rest in peace, shall you? Leave the man alone. Thank you, I digress. General Prinzo is the key man who opened our eyes. You had to wait for him for your eyes to be opened? Where have you been? I'm very concerned. Nelly Siwe, come to the Nelly Siwe Twala? Twala? Like Twala Twala? Nelly? Nelly? What do you mean General Prinzo opened your eyes? Only now? Where have you been? I'm very concerned about your comment. Can you please retype it? What do you mean? So all along, what were you thinking? But you know what? Over here, we don't judge, we accept when reason finally comes. 375 is loading. Oh, maybe the general will be on 375. It is Prince in the house. Hi, Prince. Woo! You also like Prince. I don't know what that is. Titty. I found you tonight. Yes, you did. Woo, 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 woo. Prince. Okay, the great debate with Charlie Wilson is. Oh, Candace Owens. Okay, that's what you were typing. Yes, it actually is the great debate with Charlie Wilson. We should have over here Mzansi Unfiltered, the great debate with. Tell me who should be on the debate. Let me know who should be on the debate. We need that kind of a debate. We don't want Nom Kulugutu singing for us up and nonsense. We're not interested. That is not our defense. They are busy. 2020, 2019. I need to stop. Hi, family. Hello, hello, Titty. I can't wait to hear more about Gininda at the I know Titty is going to tell us once Gininda is mentioned there because she's a permanent resident there at the Madlanga Commission. Um, so good to see you. Very good to see him every time. They should take back seats. Oh, they should take back seats, those who still catch feelings about KZN being a little. Someone once wrote a comment. This I'm very genuinely trying to understand geographically why you're calling it a tiny little province. I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for this. Get away. It's a year, okay? At some point, you have to have seen Shadrach Joseph Sevilla's speech. Like, please. The country's under siege and you don't even know the bare minimum, the foundation. This running there, the sculpted behaviors has to stop. It does. Okay, Edward, please. Edward says, please let anyone who has access to the Senzo Meyiwa defense to call Major General Prince to testify for them. He is ready. And he was the one who was reconstructing the crime scene. And he dropped, what's his name? The colonel. That one, the ballistics. Chris Mangena. He's like, yeah, he was there. He was there. And he just confirmed that it was a close. That was a very important sentence that he said. He says Mangena confirmed it was a close shot. Therefore, he was shot by someone he knows. Because how was someone close to Senzo? Do you understand what I mean? Forget the scuffle nonsense and the pushing that they tried to sell us. Because I never bought that Kool-Aid. I never bought it. Um, yes, everybody. Can we please like the live stream? It brings me joy and it also tells YouTube to send others our way. Okay. We want to grow our family because we want to get to 100,000 subscribers. Okay. As a female podcaster in the industry, let's do it. But it's only possible if you guys help me. I can upload all the videos. I'm doing my part. But are you doing your part? Please let anyone who has access. Okay, we read this comment. Excuse me. Please keep up the good work, dear. Oh, thank you, Len Nancy. I appreciate that. Thank you for the flowers. Oh, there's a medal too. Yay. Edward says, please, Edward, do you want me to put you on timeout? Because I think I've read this 3 times now. First time I said, okay. One, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want me to mute you? I I don't want to mute you. Let's put a comment once. The record will speak for itself. Okay. TD says, and he is so ready. I hope the defense will do so as. Oh my God, Edward, remove the rest of them, or else I'm going to be forced to mute you. Does Advocate George Baloy and the father and the father? What are you guys doing to me? Does Maloy and the father think we've forgotten about the hat? They surely hope so. A lot is still to come in that court, and the judge will say he's the one who chose which evidence and witnesses to be used on the judgment. Again, We've got Edward and his famous speech. Hi, family. Sorry I'm late, but you're never too late. It's better late than never. We've got Edward again. Edward, start removing your comments. I have always asked why Kelly cannot be subpoenaed to deny the mastermind story because the reconstruction will expose people. I am of the position Kelly Kumalo's 205s. Yes, wait. I didn't say it right. Let me channel my Nkomo Zulu energy. I am in possession. That's what he says, not position. I am in possession of Kelly Kumalo's 205s. And he's, waving the papers in the air. And did you guys ever see Sipora Masipili, the shock in his face as he was seated right next to him? I am in possession of Kelly Kumalo's 205. That is not our defense. They are busy. 2020, 2018, 2019. Always makes me smile. I second the idea of a debate. Okay, I agree. Does my lord, but who should be in the debate? Does my lord and my lord? I will gladly, okay, I will gladly be the host. That might actually be in person. I know you guys will love that. Does my lord and my lord think we've forgotten about the hat? I read that comment. Why are you guys repeating comments? What's going on? Oh, is this a thing now? Oh, what are we doing? As for Judge Rutter hiding his face with the pages, we see through those documents. Whenever he puts up the pages, that's me. I zoom in. I'm like, let's see, what is he reading? Last time I was reading an entire article that he was also reading about cross examination, I think it was. One would be tempted to say those are encarvings from Tamu. Please, Prinzo, please. What do you want from him? Yes, please stop spamming the comment section. I am sorry, I'm trying to remove my comments. That's okay. As long as you understand, you just gotta put it once. Then I'll read your comment. Okay. Don't have to put it many times. Because it, it changes the tone of the room and it confuses me. The second time I was thinking, wait, am I imagining it? I thought I read this already, but I read it again. And third time I was like, hell no. Hell no. I'm not the crazy one here. Hello, baby monster fan. Okay. Hi, how are you? Mzansi Unfiltered. The scuffling was there with the two intruders, the sons of the sun. The person who was shot was the junior. Yes, we don't want to be summoned by Daddy Dearest. Charlie, I would love to hear something from my Peri Cleaning Services. Oh, you want her inside the great debate? Okay. Let's write her down as an ideal candidate because I know the nation has multiple questions for her. Okay, let me write it down. The Great Debate by Mzansi Unfiltered. Did you see how I did that? Mziligas were Africa. The Great Debate by Mzansi Unfiltered. We gotta keep it simple. Like this unpopular opinion, that unpopular opinion, nobody wants to talk about. What is your channel name? Make it make sense. Okay, I should stop that rant. It's none of my business. I should just mind the business that pays me. Anyway, we are in this Mabukutuli 205 mess because of demanding the head. We are in this mess. That's right. That's right. And he would rightfully so. So, okay. So, if you guys want to come up and chit chat, let me put the link. Share your link. Where is my link? How do I share my link? There. I got it. So, if you guys are available, you're more than likely. English, you're more than welcome. There we go. You're more than welcome to come on up. Why didn't they call the person who reconstructed the crime scene? It's not the person. It is General Prinzo. All protocol observed. Because Georgie doesn't play that game. Georgie's not out here seeking justice. I don't know what he's seeking, to be honest. It's quite confusing. It's actually very confusing what he's up to. It's very, very confusing what he is up to. Blue person microphone. What? What am I missing? Let me look on the screen. Wait, we were going to look up the Mkulugu tendency poll. Want to see what it is because I have no idea what it is today. Did you check your Insta Messenger? No, but I can do so now. Let me do so now. Nandi. Who's Nandi? Who is Nandi? Wait, let me check Insta. Let me check really quick. What did you send me? Oh, you sent it to see. She sent me the link. I didn't see it. Oh, don't feel bad that you missed the lives. As it pleases the court. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, she sent me the actual video. Thank you very much. I hadn't checked Insta. I'm very bad on Insta. Full confession. Um, who's Nandi? Oh, so you're watching us both? Okay, wait. I want to find the poll. Let me find the poll, guys. Give me a second. Let me play this while I find the poll so that we are not silent. Let me make sure I'm not on mute. Am I on mute? No. Let me play the poll. Let me find.
I state that the issue for determination in this matter is whether the state can lead the new information at this stage, that is the stage when it is supposed to resume the cross-examination of this witness, Mr. Mngube. It is my submission, my lord, that if the answer is to the affirmative, I submit that that will encroach on the witness's right in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution. My lord, I must pause there and mention that it is not the first time that the defense is confronted with new information. I may highlight, my lord, the information regarding the statement of Constable Zongo, which was handed in as Exhibit AAA of the record. The photos which were handed in as Exhibit S of the record, as well as the Section 205 cell phone data of the witness, Mr. Mngube, which was handed in when the matter was still proceeding, not at the onset of the trial. Now, the defense or the witness is being confronted with the new information, which is the Section 205 cell phone data of the number ending 821, which belonged to Mabongo Doli. I submit, my lord, that this has been happening for a while now, and it encroaches on the accused rights in terms of Section 35, subsection 3I of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, and it is the duty of the court to stop that from happening. My lord, I think it will be important for me to mention or remind the state of what happened in these proceedings on the 14th of August 2022, when I attempted to make an application before this court for the affidavit of the deceased witness, Mr. Thabang Makeleni. The state opposed my application on the basis that I did not follow the rules. I had to call the two witnesses, the police officers who commissioned the two affidavits of the witness, Mr. Thabang Makeleni. The state indicated that it was not enough for me to satisfy the jurisdictional requirements of Section 3 of the Law of Amendment Act 45 of 1988, and as such, I need to do more by calling the police officers who commissioned the two statements. Those officers are Captain Motwedi and Captain Mtejo. Coming back, my lord, to the issues in this matter. The gravamen of the state submission, my lord, is that they are entitled to cross-examine accused number 3, Mr. Mthobisi Prince Mngube, using the cell phone data from the Cleveland case docket 92 of 2015. The state further submit that the content of that docket was disclosed to the defense at the same time as the content of this main case, which is the phosphorus case 636 of 10/2014, were disclosed. The state might not further submit that the investigating officer of that case, that
Do you guys see the poll? I just typed it in. Don't tell me I lost the whole poll. I thought I typed it in. Welcome, 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 Robbie. How are you? Just give me a second. I just need to retype that whole poll. Where did it go? Okay. Hi, Robbie. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. Okay, let me try and type that poll again because why did it disappear? Okay, let's continue.
is the Cleveland case 92 of 2, 2015, had applied for the Section 205 in terms of the provisions, 205 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 from Vodacom to establish the communication from the mobile number 072 7668169 and other person, including Mabongo Ntuli, on the cell phone number 07914908121. The state might not further contends that this cell phone data was always available in Cleveland case 96 of 2, 2015. The accused confirmed under oath in his evidence in chief that he was with Mabongo Ntuli. It is then, my lord, what made us to be here today because of the sentiments by my colleagues, that is Dr. Sibanda on the 17th of August 2026, where he said the following, and I quote, "The state has decided to verify the movement of Mabongo Ntuli as per the tower information for the cell phone number 07914908121. The state assessed this set of data from Vodacom after the proceedings were adjourned on the 17th of August 2026, and it now intends to cross-examine accused number 3 as a witness, Mtobisi Prince Mngube." Close quotation. Dr. Sibanda further submitted, my lord, that there is an affidavit of the investigating officer where he makes an application in terms of Section 205 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977.
Okay, pause. Ngumalo, we'll come back to you. The poll isn't working for some strange reason. Let me know if you see it, but from my end. Oh, you guys see it? First on the poll. Guys, from me, it's acting like it's not there. Okay. If you see it, I'm happy. Welcome, Robbie. Come on up. Are you on the stage? Yes, you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come through. Let me know
How are
what your
you?
thoughts are. I'm very well, thank you. Please introduce yourself to the family, the YouTube family.
Oh, good evening, everyone. My name is General Prince Mukwatedi.
You know what? That the day that happens, I told you guys he's on Twitter. Tell him Mzansi Unfiltered wants to talk to you. Can we
Yeah.
have a conversation? We are interested in a few things you said. That would be so crazy if he ever walked into my life unannounced. I'd be just like ready to go. I'm always ready for the work. Okay, how are you doing,
No, I'm
General?
well. I'm well. I watched the whole video.
2 hours.
Actually, yeah, I was busy with something in the garage, so I put my tablet there and played while waking. So yeah, I listened to the whole. Actually, someone sent me a clip on TikTok, and I listened to that clip that was talking about Senzo's case. Then I was interested, then I went to YouTube and watched
Everything.
everything. You know,
Well,
after
for you.
listening to that, listening to that video or watch it, one will wish like we can all of us vacate the country and will come back after it's been cleaned, because it is scary. Um,
Very.
it is scary because starting from how the senior police and other police members from any rank are so connected to criminal either cartel or syndicate, and then how other hardworking, dedicated staff members are being moved in the name of new opportunities or in the name of promotion. you'll feel like we are on autopilot when it comes into safety and security.
There- There's
Listening,
none.
yeah,
I wouldn't say autopilot, because autopilot would mean it's working well. It's like if I'm driving and I put the car on cruise control, I'm driving. It's the car is
yeah,
going forward, everything is
it's
working.
going somewhere.
I wouldn't say autopilot. I reject that submission. But I think if we were to correct it, would say there's no one in, not
Yeah,
no one, because we can't discredit the good cops. I
you
think
know,
that the cartels are very deep in it,
mm, mm.
and it's a mess.
My takeaway from that video, it's not like necessarily an eye opener, but a confirmation of what one has been suspecting. And I don't think I'm alone. I think the majority of us, or what we experience at ad hoc committee, whereby
Hmm.
politicians were selective on which witness to listen to and which witness to feel like they are not going to engage, or they are not even coming to.
Exactly. Hmm.
So today, when you listen to this Breitenberg story, then you realize that why she was not hard on Paul O'Sullivan, and it tells you that
Not
it's
just Paul
because.
O'Sullivan. Not just Paul
No, I'm just
O'Sullivan.
I'm just giving an example. I'm
Okay,
just giving
okay.
an example. Yes,
She
why
she really
some
disappointed me. To be
yeah.
honest, I'm very passionate about. I'm not even a DA voter, by the way, but
Mm,
how she was when it came to Tabo Bester, and then
yes.
how she was inside the ad hoc committee for Mkwandas. I was like, wait, is it the same person?
Mm.
She was always giving excuses for not to be there on good days. It's like, huh, okay.
So that's my first takeaway. That's why we said the problem with ad hoc committee, just like the one that they formed for impeachment and the others that they formed before. The problem is that they are meddled by politics, even though we know that we can't remove politics from parliament. But the problem is that they don't have the interest of the voters at heart, all of them. We're not going to be selective, all of them, because how, okay, before I can even give, I'll go to the second point of the takeaway from this. Last time, I don't remember where I was discussing, in which platform, we're discussing this thing called, oh no, it's on a personal level. I was discussing the issue of the trusts, and with trust and non-NGOs, and also, yeah, NGOs or organizations that they are saying they advocate for human rights. And I said in that discussion that now trust or trust funds or whatever accounts are used to siphon money. Number one. Number two, the sorry, I'll have to drop this. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. The second one is that I've picked up that. Sorry, I was disturbed by this call. I've picked up that this organization that they say they are fighting for human rights, they are also used, just like a non-governmental organization that normally are not functioning in South Africa. They are used to clean money also. Because if you listen to the interview that was made, the video that we watched, you realize that other monies were going through like FW de Klerk's foundation and then also Breitenberg was representing that company. I forgot the name, Nati something. And then later she bought shares through a trust. So you can see that this trust, this non-profit organization or NGOs, either an NPO or NGOs, are used now to siphon money in different ways, and then they are disguising to be protecting the rights of the individual or human rights in general. Then thirdly, I picked up that Madlanga Commission is still scratching the surface because it's got a certain mandate or terms of reference and is dealing with certain topics like the KZN. They're dealing with the rogue units, the drug busters and all those things. And then you go to Ekurhuleni, you go to Tswane, and then they said they're going to go to Johannesburg. I don't know when. And then from there, they dealt with other incidents in between, like, for instance, IDEC and so forth. But you can see that this thing is serious. It's very, very serious. And I don't know whether our tax money will be going to commissions to get these people, or we have to rely on the good cops who will end up arresting each other in the correct way, not the Kumalos and the others, the proper way of arresting people who committed crime. So yeah, I think I'll pause here for now. But my takeaway from the whole thing is that it's scary to realize that other people who were working hard to crack cases were moved. So others were stopped. Like I said, in the name of taking you to another province or for opportunities or for something, but it was in disguise to remove you from cracking a case that is going to reveal even the police. Yes. Yeah, let me pause here for now.
So I watched the interview passively because I didn't watch it fully attentively because I was trying to see what is it that people want me to watch. So I will go back and watch it again. So with regards to what you just shared, I think it's just crazy. But Madlanga Commission, I don't even know why he hasn't gone to Madlanga Commission either. But for me, the most important thing I want to comment on is those parliamentary thugs. That that's the best way I can put it. They're just there for their own interests and to protect their own parties, and your job and your being members of the public is just to vote them in. Once you voted them in, they really don't care. They they're not interested. Debbie, thank you so much for sharing the video with Advocate Nisi. Please make sure that you give him the timestamp because I think it's important that we also know that he has a lot on his plate right now. So I want to think it's at 1 hour 15 minutes. I think I saw someone type earlier here. 1 hour 15 minutes onwards. And yeah. So thank you for those submissions, but you're free to continue, Robbie,
The
if you
point,
have more to add from that video.
yeah, that will be my last point for on this video. The fact is that once you start watching the witness, you won't stop because all the topics that they touched are very critical. Because remember, they went up to as far as touching Jackie Silibi. They went to touch Harinel.
Oh
It's a
yes,
lot.
I have to go back to that part. That part I'm gonna do a separate video. That part I caught as well. Yes.
Yeah,
But I
it's a
want to
lot.
go as
So
well to Glennis's part as well because she really
yes,
upset me. I'm not gonna lie. She really she really upset me. I guess maybe I'm like Senzo's mom and I'll be like, you temple
mm.
nail, temple nail. I don't know why I had faith in her. But what I learned from the ad hoc committee is they're all the same. That's my
You know
opinion. Okay.
what I like about I like about this group, you and the people who joined us now, is that everything that we've been suspecting, we get vindicated as time goes on.
Oh,
So I,
it
I'll
feels
tell you,
so good. You're
yes,
right.
I'll give you an example. All of us were suspecting the sudden retirement of Nell after that case here, Oscar, and then from there,
Oscar.
people loved him for that, challenging Beru and all those things. But later, when he started to especially when he started to take this case and threaten to take it on private prosecution, and we knew very well that NPA is not going to give him a certificate to do that. But also on the other hand, you see that it was just a decoy so that he can be, he can portray as if someone who's interested in justice. But if you listen to the things that he did, he's not
Mm,
far from Paul O'Sullivan and Fidel Adams in terms of perjury, because some of the things that they did, they need to be arrested. And imagine a complainant being Paul, but they're hiring his private jet and they pay 100 and something thousand so that they can fly over a warehouse that they suspect to be manufacturing or dealing with drugs. How can you be a complainant and then you bring your resources? You're a pilot, you bring your private jet, and then we go up and we pay you. You invoice us to pay for that even though they said there's nothing wrong for the police to use a private jet or whatever fly to scout or to do whatever, but to be taking the one of the complainant, like he's benefiting from coming to you to complain, and then from there benefits because he's going to issue an invoice for using his resource to go and overview that place or do aerial view of that place. I find it very strange to say, what kind of a country is this that we are living at or in to find ourselves in situations that are embarrassing every day? And how many people of Prince caliber who today decided to go on private? Others they opened the security company, others they went farming,
Mm.
others they do that because they felt like the because I was saying to my friend yesterday, I think it's Friday at work. I said, so I'm not saying people are born to be criminals, but other people, the criminality is not even in their blood. Even at work, even if you can try to steal 100 rand at work, they can catch you with the first attempt. But other people, they've stolen 100,000 and they were not caught. So you don't even have a drop of a blood to be a criminal. So some people, they don't want even when you come and say, I'll give you 2 million, they are not even interested. They are not even trying to think a life of a 2 million. They just say, go away. So how many of them, you understand? Imagine the incident that they said occurred somewhere in Pretoria, Sunnyside area, whereby they were about to arrest, but they were disturbed by the same police officers, your same colleagues, the same colleagues who tip the drug dealers to say we are about to arrest you, so you might as well run, hide, or something. Yeah, but it's a lot. If you can listen to that video, it's a lot.
Okay, I'll make my popcorn and be serious about it. But I want to add that Paul O'Sullivan, I'm going to send you an invoice because I can't be out here mentioning your book for free. This is not sponsored, guys. Paul O'Sullivan's book, if you read it, it's the Madlanga Commission. It's like a confessionary of Mgulugudu. Everything was already in that book. Just that you connect the dots now with what is happening in Madlanga Commission, and then you say, "Oh, I bet you he regrets writing that book now." I bet you he surely does. But we have our regular guest back in the building, Mass. Hi, please unmic, introduce yourself, and let's Rob, you never introduced yourself.
Hi, MU. Hi, my brother Rob.
Hi, my brother.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, yeah. You said a mouthful. I've also watched the whole video, and MU, I'm the one who even tried to share the that video with you because it was just
Oh wait.
interesting. It was
Okay, wait.
interesting,
I'm
and
outside.
once you will start listening to them, you won't stop. It's very interesting, especially about the criminals and the civilians and all the police that uh, we suspect we have a suspicion about how they move.
And
So
what did they call us? What names did they call us? They called us all kinds of names. They told us we were crazy. This feels so validating for me. But anyway, let's continue on.
yes, there is this one general. Uh, uh, in the case of Mtanzi, the case of Mtanzi, the Nongoma case, the Kumalo came in and testified about that case. He mentioned the name of the general that they met at the airport, General Kumalo. Today, this guy, General Prince, he mentioned General Kumalo. There is this thing that I don't understand about him. Yes, I know the people are happy about uh, the withdrawal of the case against him. But for me, I think that was done prematurely. And when it comes to the issue of the Madlanga Commission, my thinking is I don't think the commissions needs to be run by lawyers. I don't think so. I think it's not taking us anywhere, that commission, because from where I'm sitting, I think they took a stand. And if you come and contradict anything that they are against it, since they are lawyers and you are just a mere person or a lame person when coming to law, they will chew you. So I think if you watch the video and try to connect the dots, we are in trouble as a nation. That's all I can say. We are in real trouble, and the problem is the people that are doing the right things are too small and in numbers. And when you say something, you are going to be hedged, like what Prince said, that they will page you, they will give you a position, they will give you. And if you are a person who's not who will not allow to be paged, they are going to do what they did to advocate Defu. They are going to tell the nation that you are crazy, and the people will believe you. When it comes to the politicians, that's how they are. You don't expect anything good from the politicians, because the politicians, what they do, they are looking after themselves and their family, and they will just say things that you want to hear, and they know that you are going to vote for them, and they go to parliament, and then from there they start bragging about their leaders and whatsoever. But they've got, from where I'm sitting, they've got zero interest in the people of South Africa. The only thing that they wanted for you to vote for them in power, then that's it. Yeah, that's all I can say. But please watch the video.
Thank you. I'll definitely be watching the video. But it's a good day. You know what? I have a very, very good excuse not to watch Giant Logo today. To those who get so upset and catch emotions, for example, there's someone on I don't even know who this is. Anyway, I'm gonna post you on my Facebook. But anyways, this person is like, I talk too much on my videos. Who is supposed to be talking? These are the kind of comments again that I keep saying. Expose people's ignorance. You're out here saying I must stop talking, which means you don't even understand how YouTube works. I tell you the source of the video. I tell you the video is on Ziligaziwa Africa's YouTube channel that I can't remember the name. I'm sorry about that. It's not intentional. It's his fault. I keep saying that. But the point is, I tell you at the beginning of the video, in this video, we're going to be, and if you can't stand me talking, what must a grown adult do? What must you do? It's because you're lazy and you want me to do all the work, find the clip for you, clean it up, and just post it as it is to please you so that I get in trouble with YouTube because you are lazy. No, I will forever talk on my videos. And if you don't like that, just unsubscribe and go straight to SABC or straight to wherever the source is. Stop using me, okay? That's not going to work. In fact, I'm going to block anyone who ever types I talk too much from today onwards. You get automatic suspension to the jailbird section because we're too grown for this. We have important matters to discuss. For example, Pokemon Muscle Man getting arrested. And I know you're saying the Madlanga Commission shouldn't be led by lawyers. Um, I don't have an opinion on that. Because if you're saying it shouldn't be led by lawyers, who should it be led by? We've already seen what the politicians can do. So now my question is then who? That's the question I have. Directed to mass.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, there are people who are capable. They're like just maybe I don't know, but there are people that are capable uh except lawyers. There are people that we Rob is here, he's here, can lead if we give him an opportunity. But what I'm trying to say is normally lawyers take a stand. They are creatures of instructions. So, and currently, let me just give you an example with Mnisi. Mnisi, his client is Mncube. Let's say maybe he did what they're accusing him of doing it. He will come up with all sort of tricks just to try to remove him out from the scene. That's lawyers. So they are loyal to their clients, and in most cases, you are not going to find the truth. There are people, accountant, just not lawyers. Maybe lawyers will go there just to defend their their clients, but I don't think they are the right people to lead. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I'm listening. And then from there on, I'm actively debating you because I saw this as a post somewhere else. And I thought it was interesting. So I've already seen a video on this, but I said to myself, okay, when one decides to say no, not lawyers, I need you to also say but these people, these group of people. So you gave an example and said Rob. Okay, how do we find Rob and how do we validate him? No offense, Rob, you are the example of the day. How do we validate him and how do we then trust him? And that, of course,
Yes,
that is not singing for his
it's a
supper.
good question. It's a good question. Um, uh, we know each other. Even if the very same thing that I'm saying is I'm saying I've been saying about even running for presidency, running from those parliament positions.
Mm,
We as a country, as human beings, we know each other. You
mhm,
understand? We know
mhm,
people who are ethically, morally correct. You understand? So the problem is we are shy, or we have been consumed by
mhm.
these
The
criminals.
system.
So yes, so what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is let's get, we know each other. We are not going to find it difficult or to struggle to nominate somebody amongst ourselves and say, this guy we know, very principled, ethically, morally, and let's forward him, let him and chair this thing, these commissions, and then life will go on. Even parliament, we can still do that. But the problem is, with I'm not even aware of the video. I think me and the person we think alike. Um,
Really, it's a very long video. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Please, we think alike because lawyers are like that. And I've watched Madlanga. I don't watch like full time because sometimes I get irritated because of I can see that these guys, the chairperson and the co-chairs,
Mm,
they mustn't get me wrong. I love Advocate Sisibaloi. She's top of the range. She's top of the range, and when she asks question, you can see that she's scrutinizing
what's in
what you are
front of her?
giving, what
Mhm.
you are giving her, and what in front of her, and trying to find the balance between what maybe it's in her mind and what it's in your mind. You understand? When it comes
Mm,
to the chair, I'm not so sure. And
mm.
Kumalo as well, I can't. I'm in between when it comes to him. So, but what I'm saying is lawyers. I know Advocate Sisibalo she's a lawyer, but I don't. For me, I think. Uh-uh.
Can I
So
come
what
in
I'm
there?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think we need to be careful that we might be suffering from exhaustion purely because we've got too much to consume as human beings, especially here in South Africa. To a point whereby we might even miss some procedural matters. Um, sometimes we are even ahead of commissions or even this code that we follow so religiously, so which is
Oh,
the
I say that all the time. Every
yes.
time, sorry to interrupt. Every time
Yeah,
something happens at Madlanga Commission, I always say, "Did we not tell you in the Senzo Meyiwa trial?"
yes.
But you guys
So
shut that case out, exhaustion, people stop watching. But everything Madlanga Commission, we've already seen it at the
yeah.
Senzo Meyiwa trial.
So that's why I'm saying I want to differ with my brother in terms of we need to understand that as much as we are tired, some procedures need to be within certain time frames or certain management style. Like for instance, inquiries are more on the investigation and evidence management. And if you're going to take an engineer or a technician or someone who's credible in the community to come and represent or run the inquiry, we might find it difficult because they are not trained to handle testimonies. And remember, this thing is more on a inquisitorial style, so it's not like the court. You need to get information, and then from there you must also maintain procedural fairness. So it will be difficult to get someone. We need people who are trained, like retired judge, and then assisted by people like Kumalo and so forth. The problem might be that some of the topics we've got a different opinion on how they handle the topics, and also some of the witnesses that come there. Some we just switch off, we move on. Some we are interested. Even the media, if you check, even with Senzo case, if there's a certain person who's coming, the media is there. Everyone now is watching. Even with Madlanga, there are certain witnesses that you can even go to sleep without even knowing what happened. So it's a problem that we are ahead of the commission. So sometimes we think that they are very slow or they're taking sides. Only to find that no, when Kumalo comment, and you may find that he comment positively to a person that you dislike most, you might start to hate Kumalo. And the other time when Kumalo is hard on the person that you like, you might dislike Kumalo. So that's how we're supposed to handle it. But my view on this commissions need to be handled by people who can understand what is investigation and evidence management and compile it properly, because it's more like you're preparing an indictment and then you give it to the police to arrest, something like that. The other way is the other way around, whereby police are the one who bring evidence and everything, and then you NPA, you compile an indictment. But in this case, the investigating officers in that Madlanga commission, using it as an example, they're the one who put together this, and then from there they instruct the police to go and arrest, and then from there they can start prosecuting. So let us not take it out. It might be a little bit messy. Should we take it outside the parameters of the lawmakers or people who not lawmakers? Sorry, I don't support lawmakers
Mm-hmm.
because they bring their own. I wanted to say their learned friends.
Leonard.
Those yes, yeah. Thanks. That's my comment on that one.
So, like I said, I watched the video. Actually, let me see if I can find it. Let's play the video. Let me. How can I find it? We go to TikTok. Is it on? Yeah, I saw it on TikTok. Give me a second. I'm searching.
Okay, while we are
Oh,
still searching,
The problem with TikTok is music. Let me find it. If I find it, I'll connect it. So yeah, keep. Go ahead, Mas.
okay, while we are still going to search the video, mm, the the application by Advocate Baloyi and uh, Dr. Sibanda when it comes to Section 205s for Mabungu. The
Mm,
question that I have in mind is who brought the Section 205 for Ngube in court? And the answer is the state. And
yes.
if the state brought the Section 205 for um, this guy Ngube, what are they saying to us? What are they trying to say to us? Are they saying the Section 205 of Ngube are correct? And if they are correct, they are trying to bring the Section 205 for Mabungu. I'm not saying they are going to contradict what Ngube said or they are going to contradict the Section 205 for Ngube. But for me, are they trying to contradict what they told us before? So what are they saying to us? Because if Ngube is saying I was with Mabungu, let's say the Section 205 of Mabungu says maybe around 2 or maybe around 3 he was in Pretoria. So according to Advocate Baloyi, what is he doing? Do we have to believe the Section 205s for Ngube or Mabungu?
So let's talk.
I So let's go back to what you're saying. Let me come back to the screen. I found the video. Okay, so the state themselves, unprovoked, told us that in the Section 205, that number belongs to Fisogo Ntuli. The same state this week says, oh, that's the number for Mapungu Ntuli. That they were saying was for Fisogo Ntuli. But now they're saying, okay, we fixed it. Okay, we're fine. We fixed it. So now we want to now use that phone number against Ngube. And they have every right to use that phone number because they shouldn't. It's a courtesy to let the defense know that they're about to cross-examine him on this, but they are going to use that phone number. The thing is, like the clip I just played, Umalo says he was told that he must prove it. He must bring the two police officers that commissioned the statement for Umakeleni. Makeleni is where? 6 feet under. Where is Mapunguntulu? 6 feet under. But Mapunguntulu, no one is saying prove his statement or prove those cell phone records or follow any of the procedures that Mshololo outlined. I don't want to go into all that because I've already done videos on that. But the same state, so for me, it just exposes that Advocate Baloy is exactly as Paul O'Sullivan described him, flexible. There is an end goal, there is a paymaster, and this has nothing to do with justice for Senzo Meyiwa or closure for the Meyiwa family. And I want to also say we see the same thing happening in the DJ Warren's case. Now the police are saying, "Oh, members of the public, help us find Tlengiwe." She used to sit inside the courtroom. Why were you not following that woman? Why were you not using the slash fund to make sure you know her whereabouts? Okay, fine, you were still building a case, you were still investigating, but why was she able? Why is she able to evade the police now that you can't even find her anymore? That's the thing. So now she's disappeared. I think that's way too convenient. And then there's the Section 204, the Mozambican national, who was paid or promised to be paid 25,000 rands by Victor Majola and his girlfriend, but he just quietly became a Section 204. We didn't watch it, we didn't see it, we don't know what the agreement is, we don't know what he put on the record, and even Victor Majola didn't know about it, which goes to show exactly what General Prinzo was saying. There's a lot of Mkulugutu tendencies that are happening. So yeah, that's my submission.
Can I come in?
Come in, come in.
You know, listening to Baloi, I feel for him because he's embarrassing himself day in, day out, as the late Ngomezulu used to say. Listen, you need to be very clear when you address the court. Exactly what are you trying to do? Like, for instance, are you reopening your case to introduce new evidence, or are you applying for Section 3, subsection 1, subsection C? What are you doing so that we are able to understand when we object? But now the defense objected for new evidence that cannot be introduced, just like as Msholo said, flying, and then it landed at the High Court. The problem is, and that is the problem that Rata is facing, whether he like it, he'll come back from that funeral. That funeral happened over the weekend. So he'll come back. He cannot hide behind the funeral. He needs to come and tell us how to navigate whatever decision that he's going to make. He still have to guide us, because you can't say I rule on in favor of the state and you kept quiet. You need to tell us, because they ask you question that then you need to be clear. How do you maneuver from that step to another step? So to engage my brother with the question that he posed is that, and what you said, witness you, that we are sitting with a situation whereby if we are going for Section 3, then apply the same rule, because you ask Ngumal to go and get 2 police officers who happen to be special running interviews. They cannot even come to court, subpoena to court, and maybe postpone interviews, because interviews is death and life, whatever, or life and death kind of a situation. We're sitting with a situation whereby we're supposed to come on the 31st of August for Numalo to proceed with this application or to confirm the statement through the witnesses. But here is the situation, to the point that my brother raised. What exactly are you saying? Because you brought your witness here who said the number that belongs to, the number that, he said the number belongs to witness number 5. Sorry, accused number 5. Let me correct myself. Then later you were corrected, but the correction is on rebuttal. The correction is not like we've rubbed the court's record. The court's record. The record that is still with the court is still saying you said this number belongs to number 5, and then until argument, you cannot say, my lord, we have been rectified, therefore we are removing that number from our evidence. Now it's going to remain vacant up until we allocate it. Then boom, we got someone now who belongs to this number. This number actually belongs to Mabung. They told you. The defense are the one who said the number belongs to Mabung. So you must come and correct it, or come and talk about it during closing argument. You cannot say, oh, we've been corrected, my lord, so we're coming with new evidence. How do you bring 2 numbers to court that belongs to one number that belongs to 2 people? Because if you have done proper investigation, you're going to pick up that this number doesn't belong to accused number 5. But because you didn't do that, it goes to Mohapi's case, whereby they were arguing that the computer generated evidence are authentic if they don't have a human element in it. But with the state, they brought a computer generated information after they received the proper one from the service provider through Section 205. And then they manipulated that because they used an Excel spreadsheet. They removed the number that was supposed to be on a slot. They put the number and then they allocated that number to accused number 5 so that it can fit the narrative that number 5 was talking with the accused number 3 or accused number 2, respectively so. So the point that I'm raising in answering the question is that you cannot because of they say to you the number doesn't belong to accused number 5, and then now he said, my lord, we have exceeded to that, now we have moving on, that number actually belongs to Mabungu Ntuli, but this information we had it previously, we just kept it to ourselves, we never use it. Why can you have two evidence, two testimonies written? The other one is a cell phone records that says it's Fiso Kutlentuli. The other one says Mabungu Ntuli, but it's on one number, but you want to bring it to court. And then also you want to use it as and when it fits you. When they correct you here, you say, okay, thank you for correcting us. Now we are giving it to Mabungu Ntuli. It cannot work like that. I even give an example in closing. I even give an example to say, when Zungu said there was a UNO at the hostel, and then the rebuttal statement say, no, it was a combi, but not on the date that Zungu is talking about. And then they are going to change and say, my lord, we are no longer talking about UNO now. We are talking about the combi. Who was the owner of that combi? Where is the AVL of that combi? You understand? You cannot do that. You cannot keep on moving to the what do you call it? The statement that is made by the defense, and then you leave your evidence hanging. No, your evidence is still going to be challenged during closing argument. During closing argument, witness you, Balo, must stand up and tell us why that number was given to accused number 5. You must tell us during closing argument. You cannot remove it and then replace it. Thanks.
Well said. Okay, so there's a lot of contention in the comments about General Kumalo. I don't remember hearing that. Did you speak about General Kumalo, Mas?
Yes,
Can you clarify your position with clarity? We are not hearing you well. With caution, proceed with caution, because you know if
no,
you
no,
go left, they'll come for you.
no.
Okay,
I'm saying, sorry.
I was going to
I'm
say, I promised you guys a video. I found the video. I'm not going to play it because the video talks about the point that Mass made, but then it's heavily focused on one of the guests of Madlanga Commission this week, the one that I don't talk about. So, because I don't want this to turn into a whole conversation
yeah.
about that, I'm not going to play that video respectfully. But if you want to find the video, go to Patricia Mashale's Facebook page, okay? She's already shared it there, but it's on TikTok as well. On TikTok, it's under Abednego, Shadrach Abednego. No, not that one. Okay, no, just Abednego underscore 32. He's dressed in I don't know what shirt that is. So he's in a soccer jersey. And that's where he says all this about the lawyers. Personally, I am of the opinion that I still need to be convinced because for me, from where I am sitting, the Madlanga Commission is doing a great job. Yeah, I think I can say that with my chest. For me, they're doing good because I haven't seen the alternative. The alternative for me is the ad hoc committee. And I even said it then that they were just doing crap. Like it was nonsense. If it wasn't for, I want to say, what's his name? MK Party, the Madlanga Commission would have just been a total wash. And I'm not an MK Party supporter. Um, but the MK Party, then after the ad hoc committee, has just turned into a family business. So it's just a mess. Everything is a mess. So that's why for me, it's like, okay, because the Madlanga Commission, for me, they're getting the answers. They are exposing. They even have a very, 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 in my opinion, very, very good investigation team. behind the scenes. I think they're doing a phenomenal job because where else would we have had WhatsApp messages from a very scary dead man? Hmm? And then we even have someone asked who's Shanik, guys. Shanik is Pokemon Muscle Man. Surely, even if you don't watch the Madlanga Commission, at least you know the highlights. The highlight of last week is that Shadrach Sibia's friend slash bodyguard slash muscle man slash lawyer, we don't even know who he is, like their real alliance, that absolutely hates General Kumalo with everything in him. That man, he went up to a journalist, Herman, and he pointed his finger at him and told him, "Let's meet outside," like a high school boy, and said, "Let's talk outside because how dare you record me and put me on TikTok?" That time he's in a public commission with multiple cameras running at every given time. There's even a bigger camera streaming you live. He didn't even know, like, he doesn't even have friends that could beep his phone right there and say, "Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop talking. We're watching you live fall apart." So he got arrested because the journalist opened a case for intimidation, and he has been arrested since Thursday. No court appearance on Friday. That was just brilliant. I loved that so much for us because he got the full weekend experience. He got a 3-day weekend experience. So he must say hello to the magistrate tomorrow by his constitutional rights. And when he gets to the magistrate tomorrow, he's going to say hello. Now, the difference between him and General Kumalo, because he was boasting about it, he was saying that I am not out on bail. This is a few months ago. You see? Do you guys remember me telling you you can never, never, never misquote silence? Do you guys remember that? Now, had he not gone around media tour saying, I, unlike General Kumalo, I am not out on bail. I don't have any criminal charges. He is the one who has criminal charges that he must face. Where are the criminal charges now? So tomorrow we want General Kumalo outside the court. He must now reverse engineer the script and say, I. But on a serious level, so that's who Shanik is. If you don't know who Shanik is, that's the best I can tell you. His name is Stuart James Shanik. Okay, that was a long segue, but the mic is yours. Mas.
Oh, okay. Now, with General Kumalo, I was just saying, every time his name is mentioned, you will ask yourself, oh, he knew this, and then what did he do about it? Like the issue of him meeting the investigation
I
officer
knew you were
of
going to
Nongoma
go there.
case, and he knew that, and then now he's quiet, doesn't say anything about it. Mukwatedi mentioned him today. I'm saying, okay, he knew this about the Senzo Meyiwa case. He kept quiet. But then that such characters, it's a dodgy character. That's what I was saying. When it comes to what I was asking my brother Rob, maybe I was not clear. What I'm saying is the state now. I heard your point and you articulated that very well, and I agree with you. But my question is the state now saying they are going to rebut what they gave us, the Section 205 of Ngube, saying if the Section 205 of Ngube is saying he was at a corner, whatever, where he was staying at around 5, and the Section 205 of Mabongo, it says he was in Pretoria. So it means he was lying because of the Section 205. So, because according to what I'm understanding now is they are saying the Section 205 of Mabungu and Ngube, they should reflect what he's saying. So they want to tell us that, okay, he was not with Ngube. Ngube is lying. That's where I'm I'm trying to land my question because I don't understand what they are saying. And for me, I think I hear what you're saying when you're saying they were supposed to come and tell us that no, yes, this number belongs to Babungu, and explain to us why in the first place they were giving it to accused number 5. Remember, even the spreadsheet, they allegedly replaced Arthur Mafokati's number with the very same number, if I'm not mistaken. They said it's for accused number 5. So now, what are they saying to us now? Because that's on its own, it's criminality. What are they saying? Because they should come and own it up and say, yes, we played around with numbers. I don't know if they have the guards to do that, because we know that number belongs to Athama Fokate, the one that they were giving it to, they replaced it to accused number 5. So it's a mess. So what are they saying to us now that in terms of the Section 205? Are they saying they agree with Mngube when he says he was in his house at around that time, but they disagree with the fact that he was with Mabungu? Because if they are saying at around that time, or they are trying to remove him from the phone, because one other angle is they might try to remove him from his cell phone, say, no, you see now, your phone was in corner, whatever, corner main and whatever, nuggets. But Mabungu was in Fosleras at this time. So if you are saying you were with Mabungu, it means that you were with Mabungu in Fosleras. What are they trying to say, to tell us now? That's where I am now. I'm just want to understand what is Georgie and Sibanda are saying to us.
So I will respond. So Georgie and the good laughing doctor, well, the doctor actually explained it to us. He exposed himself. If you listen to what he said, yesterday we found the Section 205. So it was never part of their cooking, but the sink, the ship is sinking, not the sink is shipping. The ship is sinking. So every time they leave their courtroom, they're in panic mode because let's face it, okay, even if you're team state, if you really, really sit down and reflect on what is going on, you are seeing that the defense has presented a very, very good case, especially the submissions that they did. Like whatever the judge decides when he comes back from the funeral, if he goes with team state, we are used to that, but it does not change the fact that it is illegal, unconstitutional, and shouldn't be ruled in. Shololo presented it very well and said there are so many procedures that they skipped in and just want to fly in with the evidence into the record because that's what they're used to. My lord likes to say, is it legal? How is that a response from a judge, a presiding officer? You're supposed to preside. You're not a guest in that courtroom, and you're not a jury member. You're literally the one who is supposed to say if it is legal or not. Where have we seen this? I'll take you back to DJ Warris's case. DJ Warris's case this week. Yeah, this week. Victor Majola is having money issues on how to pay his legal representation. So the court has to be postponed again because the lawyer hasn't been paid. And this is the final time that they can postpone to search for the money. But the judge specifically says, I'm just going to do this for the last time. So he makes a hard stand and he says, "This is the last time you guys are going to search for money. And if you don't find the money, like we're moving on. You can't keep delaying the case." But in Judge Rutta's case, and we also saw it as well with Judge Ndim, it doesn't matter. Any other judge, we see progress in cases and we see judgments being made. In Judge Rutta's case, it's a consultative appearance where he consults with the state. You guys know his favorite saying is, "What do we do now?" What do we do now? Huh? What do we do? And then he turns to the state. What? Is it legal? This week, for me, it was him saying, "Is it even legal?" Huh? Shouldn't you? Even if it was a rhetorical question, you should actually be stopping the state dead in their tracks and saying, "It is illegal." Arguments were not even necessary in this case, in my opinion. But we are not there. Okay. So Robbie is back.
Yes,
Robbie
sorry
is
about that.
back. No, no, that's fine. I saw people were addressing you in the comments, but that's my submission with regards to that. So to answer
Yeah.
your question, Mas, what is it exactly that they want to do when it comes to Mabungu Ntuli? Was he with or without accused number 3? My response is they are flying the plane. They're building the plane and flying it at the same time. They also don't know where they'll land, but they're just trying to digress from the head. Remember? And then they told Ngumalo, "You've got to bring the 2 policemen." And then on the side, they called the 2 policemen and said, "Don't come to court. Don't answer your phone. Just be very busy." So yeah, that's it from me.
My sister,
Yeah.
remember NPA head says they brief him sufficiently that they have a winnable case. Don't forget
Wait,
that.
let me say it correctly. Okay. The NPA, the man who never went for a job interview, never submitted a CV or a resume like Andrea Johnson, who had to try to fake it to get it in. But thankfully, she didn't make the cut. Whew, we dodged a bullet there. But then the NPA comes in, brand new, shiny, spanky, and already forms an opinion on a case that he clearly isn't following. And he backs up the horse to say, "I have already been briefed by the state, and the prosecution team has a high prospect of conviction." This is what we're watching in 4K. The high prospect of conviction, where there's no hat. They have evidence flying into the record. In fact, thank goodness we have Mshalala, okay? Because it's time. It's time these charges are dropped. We, the people, are tired. We're tired. And I was just checking the comments on my video earlier. Someone said that Ramasipili did ask for the, and I remember that now, he did ask for the reenactment. And of course, Advocate George Balo is not going to fly that reenactment into the record. And it was also asked for 2 other times, and each time Baloyi runs away. So it means that reenactment video is so good at exposing them Gulugutus. I wish General Prince would literally leak that video. But unfortunately, he's a man of, no, not unfortunately, fortunately, he is a man of principle. He wouldn't do that. So all he can do is wait to be subpoenaed. And to date, at the time of recording that video, he has never been invited to drink tea. So now we can only wait for the defense. Yep. It's a watertight case. So watertight. There is no possibility. Well, there is a possibility. And we need him to come back, okay? Dear Mr. NDPP, Andy Matiri, you need to come back the same way you did for General Tumisani Kumalo. We need that same energy. Unconditionally, charges dropped. Yeah. Okay. I'm done my little rant. Robbie, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. To answer or to engage my brother there with the question that he asked, I'm going to start by saying the horse is bolted. Why I'm saying this? Because let's start by saying Ngube never said Mabungu Ntuli is his alibi. He never said. He was narrating the sequence of events, what happened. He never pronounced the late Ntuli as his alibi. His alibi is the section 205. And that's why I said the horse is bolted. The section 205, which is the evidence brought by the state, and which is evidence that they discovered at another case, which is the Cleveland case, and they used the information because after 2015, starting from 2015 going backwards, that's the only information that we can pull. So when the 205 is placing someone at a certain place, this guy stick to that. He doesn't say, I wish someone was still alive to come and confirm that. He doesn't say anything. He just say, my 205 are placing me in the city center of Johannesburg. And that's what the defense and himself used to rebut what they're saying, that he was at the Khumalo house. So now you cannot come back and say, I'm going to bring another contradicting evidence, because both evidence are brought by the state. Should they be allowed with whatever procedure that they're going to, Judge Ratha is going to use or quote, and they lead that evidence? And I always say, I'm not scared of that evidence. I don't know it, but I'm not scared of it, because whether it plays the records of Mabongi Ntuli at Phosphorus or in town, the fact of the matter is that Ngube is only talking about his phone. He's not talking about Mabongi's phone. He doesn't care where was Mabongi's phone. He doesn't care. And he says, I was with him at this particular time. If the phone will come and say it was pinning him somewhere in town when he was in Phosphorus and vice versa, it's still fine. It doesn't matter. What matters is that his phone is not placing him in Phosphorus. That's the bottom line. Secondly, is the fact that the state are the one who went first. And they say that number, based on their intensive investigation, which made by the cold case unit team led by Gninda, they found that this number belongs to Sfiso Kutlentuli, and also was communicating with the co-accused. Hence, we arrested them on a matter of common purpose. So that's why I said to my brother, how are you going to change it now to say, my Lord, disregard what we said about Section 205 of Ngube, and also what we said about the number that was allocated to accused number 5. Let's concentrate on the new evidence. The new evidence is saying Mabongi Ntuli was at town, whereas Ngube claimed that he was with him in Soslares. The question will be, who's that guy? Who's that Mabongi Ntuli? Is this his number? Because we need to know, when we're procuring for his 205, what was the instruction? You wanted the pictures, you wanted the SMSs, you wanted the calls that are pinging on different towers and other things, or you just wanted his telephone records. Then from there, we're going to go to the second question: who authenticated that, so that we can prove that? And then, are you aware that how do you prove that this number belonged to Mabongi Ntuli, because he's not here to confirm that? If you're going to use affidavit, we said, well, this case doesn't go like that. We don't do what do you call it? We don't give evidence based on affidavits. It's a viva voce issue. Everything should be oral here. And then if the person is not alive, then you apply for Section 3, and then you also need to qualify for Section 3. So my answer to that question, or my comment to that question, is that the state as Ramasipil said, the conundrum, one of them, is because the state continue to dig deep, whereas they are already deep into their grave, but they continue to dig, and Mnisi warned them to say, stop digging. How are you going to come out? If Judge Ratha can ask you a question right now, let's say we just fast forward to closing argument, how are you going to close the issue of the cell phone that was not in your briefcase? Let's use the word briefcase. In your briefcase, you said you've got Section 205 for Mabongi Ntuli, but you don't want to use them. Instead, you want to lie to the court to say this number belonged to Sfiso Ntuli. So you lied. So Judge Ratha doesn't listen to that they lied, and now they want to bring the same number. It's prejudice. You can't confront me with one number twice. First time, how do I defend myself? Because we said we are charging us with common purpose, and there's a link between the five of us. And the number that linked us also was the one that they mentioned on record. Then later you come back, you said, no, actually that number is for Mabung, and they were going to check whether he was with you, Mngube. So it's a conundrum. They just have to find a way how to get navigate around that, and no one is going to help them, even if Rata can try. Thank you.
Brother, my brother, I hear you loud and clear, and I understand where you're coming from. If you watched the proceeding before, Rata was telling us about the funeral. He was trying to convince the defense that they should accept the submissions of the state and allow the state to lead that. If you listen to him when Mshololo was submitting, he tried him to say, what about the discretion? And she answered him correctly by saying, even if you were to use the discretion, but you need to follow the law of evidence. But him being him, he just brushed that out, because what I saw, and I'm stand to be corrected, he wants to use that discretion thing that he was trying to highlight it to Advocate Mshololo, to allow that evidence. And that's what I'm saying. I think even though we all know that Mngube never said the Nduli guy is my alibi. He never said that. What he's saying is, you brought my 205s here, and my 205s are saying, at the time where you are saying Senzo was unalived, I was at my place of residence. That's what he's saying. That doesn't say Mabungu is my alibi. That we are clear. But what the state are saying now are saying, because you said the pictures that we are flighting here, some of them were taken by Mabungu with your cell phone. Then now they want to attach Mabungu to his cell phone movement. And even though you are saying something that we all heard, that the Section 205 are from Cleveland case, especially the Section 205 that belongs to Mngube. But Sibanda, when he was doing submissions, he said, after listening to Mngube, then we start asking ourselves questions. And because the accused are the ones who said that this number belongs to Mabungu Ntuli, we called the service provider, which is Vodacom or whoever, and we asked for Section 205s, of which, according to my understanding, I might be wrong, Sibanda was saying to me in particular that Section 205, they got it on the 17th, you even said the date, on the 17th of August 2026. Then I asked myself, if he got Section 0205 for Mabungu, that comes, or that is from 2024, I don't know, 2014, 26 October, then it means it's either Pinky or Baloyi misled the court. But be that as may, it's fine. We arrest that thing. The Section 205 were confronted with the Section 205, and the Section 205, according to them, they are contradicting what Mncube says. Remember, this the state are the one who's giving us this information. Like your IQ needs to be very low to believe what the state are telling you, because they are saying now the accused, because what they are trying to tell us is the accused are not trustworthy. You cannot trust them because of their lying, even though it is the state who's lying. Remember, they came to us with a ticket that the accused said they don't know each other. Whereas the accused said, I don't know Mncube. Let's say accused number one. I don't know Mncube. I only know Mapisa and Ntuli. And then the accused number one says, Mapisa is my uncle, but I don't know Mncube. Accused number two says, I don't know Sibia. I don't know Mncube. I don't know these people. Then accused number three is saying, I don't know Ntanzi and Sibia, but these guys I know. But the state, when they presented the case, they said, these people are saying they don't know each other, whereas they are relatives or whatsoever. So the state are capable of giving wrong information like they are doing now when they say Mncube says Mabungu is his alibi. We know Mncube never said that. We all know. He just said these phone calls or this Section 205 is placing me away from where the crime scene happened. That's all he said.
I agree. The state is flying their plane and also building it, so we don't know where they'll land. What we are hoping for is that my lord doesn't allow a smooth landing on Tuesday. Yeah. So, anything else you'd like to add, Robbie?
Yes.
I think we've
Um.
been at this a while. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me add. The defense block the maneuvering of the state and the
And I
court
loved it. Mm-hmm.
in such a way that if they want to introduce new evidence, by all means they can, but the problem is the timing and the problem is the submission. They need to explain the relevance and the weight of this evidence, because if you listen to Baloyi, he wants to talk about the relevance, but he doesn't want to talk about the weight, because the weight, it's where Mohampi and Ndiki, Jageja, and what case laws were mentioned to say the weight is that what you bring to us is supposed to be verified, because we don't want to sit with information that is not properly verified. But it doesn't fly and land. You must give us the magistrate who authorized for this 205, who apply for it. Is it applied by the investigating team or by MPA? As you are saying, this matter is prosecutorly led. So is the MPA on their own, which the law doesn't necessarily say, no, you can't do it. But the law is very clear that with the influence of the MPA, they can be prejudicing the witness, because you are bringing something that you never brought in the beginning. You must give us the reason why this thing was concealed in the beginning. Then thirdly, somebody mentioned it here. You can even find that this evidence is not even coming from the Cleveland case. It's coming from the Alexander case that we don't even know. How did you obtain it? Something that has been procured by a different investigation team. That is number one. So if you are allowed to bring the evidence, new evidence, you must explain all these things, qualify all these things. Then from there, you check the timing. The timing is that the defense must finish their case up until accused number 5. And then you can disclose that information for them to go and study, because they said it's 360 something pages to study it. And then also you must tell us who's going to be subpoenaed to come and lead this evidence, because it cannot be led by you, Balo. You are not a qualified person. Then at the end of the case, you apply for it to reopen your case, then you can start there. There's nothing wrong. But if you don't want to go there, then you must go to section 3. Also, on section 3, you must explain. But section 3 is going to be even difficult with this. It's going to be even difficult because you must also, you still have to start by explaining why this evidence is being led now, and why you are leading the evidence of someone who's not even an accused person, is not a witness, is not section 204, is nothing in this case, and is deceased. So now we are left with 2 discretionary laws, section 167 and section 186 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Those are the discretionary act or law that Rata can run to, as he already alluded, that don't forget about section 167 and section 186, which are more discretionary, which means the court can use it. Okay, but the problem here, witness you and my brother, is that we just experienced a landmark case that was handed over by the Constitutional Court, the Apex Constitutional Court. They said, with Shabangu versus the state, the magistrate who used dictionary law, sections 167 and 180, abused it, because he allowed the witnesses to come back, to come and fix, and listen to that, then underline it. You are abusing your discretionary sections to come and help the other party to fix, not for the interest of justice. Because this section 167 and 186, if you can go and read Shabangu versus the state, the appeal that went up to Constitutional Court, you'll find that after there was a dispute of a different type of a gun, whereby they were saying the weapon that was used there were confusion of 0.78 and 9mm of Shabangu was arrested 13 days after the incident happened. They found that after they lost, because there was a confusion of the description of the weapon, the judge used his discretion to recall and call other witnesses that were not called under section 167 and under section 186 respectively, to come and do what? To come and help to strengthen the state case. And Shabangu won. He was sentenced for 22 years. Everything was cancelled. He's a free person as we speak. So Judge Rata cannot allow new evidence to be introduced in the middle of nowhere. Judge Rata cannot judge on section 3.1.c, and then also he cannot use these 2 discretionaries, because at his face he knows that the Apex Court says judges are abusing this not for the interest of justice, but to advance the state, to strengthen the weak case. So he's hamstring. I can tell you now, he might as well come back from Bloemfontein and come and rule. Thank you.
I love the passion in your voice. I didn't catch the case you mentioned. I want to check it out.
Okay, it's Shabangu versus State. Let me check it. I'll type it, or I'll send you on inbox, either on Facebook. But it's a very interesting interesting case. Witness you. They said in February of this year, and the verdict came out in 27th of July, just fresh from the oven, and it's exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Start and finish whilst we're still here in the trenches. We're still
it's exactly the same. Exactly the same as the Senzo Meyiwa case, whereby Shabangu was arrested 13 days after the case happened, and then in his possession he had a weapon. Okay, I don't want to use the gun many times for YouTube. There was a weapon. Okay, that weapon. When the 2 police officers write statements, they contradicted each other. The other one said, we found 0.78 or 0.7 a weapon, and the other one said 9mm. But the judge, I think it was the lady, she ignored that. Instead of solving this conundrum of of Senzo Meyiwa,
Firearm.
not firearms like Senzo Meyiwa. She decided to recall people like Gelinda, just an example, to come and rectify. But he used discretionary rule. And then the Apex said, it's not only her, many lawyers, many judges and magistrates at the regional level, they are abusing this discretionary because they are not applying them in the interest of justice. They are applying them for Gelinda to come and fix his mess together with Balon.
So that he can get his next rank.
Exactly.
So, I just want to also close this with saying, and thank you for that. I'm going to look up the case. So I want to close this off by saying, Shololo, okay. She said that Team State is trying to fly the evidence into the record, but even a plane, for it to fly in any airspace, you can't just, you know, pilot your plane into the air. You have to get clearance. It has to be on the right flight path, and dun. There's a whole lot of things, which is exactly the same when it comes to what the state was supposed to do if their intentions were pure and the evidence was legit. But they skipped through all that and just started to fly the evidence. But unfortunately, they thought that the defense was going to be fast asleep. And I absolutely love this version of the defense in terms of that they is a fire lit under them and they are just not there anymore to take it while lying down in a bed of roses. And Team State is starting to feel the heat. And unfortunately, it's a tough one for them. So I wonder how their weekend was. I imagine they were busy, deep in the trenches, still cooking more recipes or ingredients into the recipe. So let's go to the giant logo poll. I didn't watch, obviously, because I was stuck in Mziligaziwa Africa's Africa's 2 hour long session. So and I think I listened to it at 2 times the speed. So I'm gonna go back and listen to it at regular speed. So what else do I want to say about Mzili as well? His watch was very interesting. His watch was very interesting, but that doesn't matter. So the poll from Giant Logo Station today, I don't know what their results are, but obviously they're going to differ. So our poll is, what do you understand the alleged gunman's defense to be? By the way, the poll questions at the Giant Logo Station have evolved, and I want to take credit for that. Okay, allow me to pat myself on the back. They say apply pressure on the neck and keep applying pressure. This week they get grace. This week they get grace because I won't have time to watch. I can't split myself in half. But basically, their poll questions have gone wild. Because even that question doesn't make sense. What do you understand the alleged gunman's defense to be? What exactly is the poll question actually asking? And then the option is an alibi. So 14% of the people said an alibi, bare denial, and then I'm confused. So we've got 20% of the people at I'm confused. Then we have some people who think that Mlube's defense is an alibi. And then we've got 66% who say bare denial. So I want to make sure that we understand the difference between an alibi and bare denial. And if you remember, Mnisi stood up and said, we didn't even, that is not our defense. So, Rob, please define the two differences if you can. I want to make sure we close off with
Sorry,
everyone
I
on the
lost.
same page.
I lost you for a second. You're saying the difference between
An alibi and a bare denial.
bad denial.
Mhm.
Ah, that's what you pick up from the somebody said the news toilet.
Yes, that's their poll today. So I want to make sure that we are clear on the difference between the two. Mass, are you able to do it, or else I'll do it?
Because yeah, no. Remember, when you explain an alibi, I always give it a very simple explanation of an alibi. I'm saying alibi might be a person, like if I was with you at a party, An alibi can be a CCTV footage. An alibi can be Section 205, as we see on this in this case. An alibi can be your card, or when you were driving maybe to Durban and you're using your card to pay toll gates. That also can be an alibi. You just have to prove that the card was with you. Okay, so those are the simple alibi that you can use. But the bad denial, it's a simple thing. When you say, I just say I didn't do it, it's a bad denial. We don't have to don't bring any further details. You just say I didn't do it. Full stop. So yeah, that's how I can summarize it. And while we are still here, I'm still with the mic, witness you. The case is Shabangu versus State 136 stroke 2018. So let me quote it. Let me quote it in full because it's going to give you different cases. So it's Shabangu versus State, open bracket A147 stroke 2018, and then 136 stroke 2018. So once you type that, it's going to give you. Then you can say the constitution, the apex, what do you call it? Verdict that was passed on the 27th of July. So yeah, but you'll see it. It's Shabangu State. I don't see any Shabangu. I only dealt with one Shabangu. So yeah, State versus Shabangu. Very interesting, case. That if you take it and put it on top of this one, Meyiwa, then you find that it's the same template.
Copy paste.
Yeah, same thing. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so to conclude, Mass, what's the difference between an alibi and a bad denial?
Bad denial, I didn't do it. That's how Rob put it. I didn't do it. It was not me. So you got the wrong person. That's what bad denial in case of Mngube is saying. An alibi, it's what the state trying to say that you were with somebody else, or exactly what my brother Rob says. You can use a CCTV. You can use, like Mzansi says, I was at home doing this ceremonial, and then you just have to prove that you were there. That is an alibi. So, but in case of Mngube, it's a bad denial because he says, I'm not the one. He even said, I want the people, the Meyiwa family to know that I didn't do what the state is accusing me of doing. It's a bad denial.
Thank you. So to those of you, thank you for those submissions to
Sorry,
our
sorry,
guests.
sorry,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
witness. I just
Yes,
want to
go ahead.
explain something. I just want to explain something in a form of an example. Sorry, bear with me for taking another minute. If you write a
Go ahead.
statement, that says, at 7 p.m. I left work. At half past 7 p.m. I stopped at the petrol station. At 8 p.m. I arrived at my sister's house in Pretoria and I stayed there until midnight. All these things that I've mentioned, it will be up to you, not me, which one you want to use it as an alibi, because I didn't mention them as alibi. I mentioned them in the sequence of events. Like, for instance, if I said I left at 7 p.m., if I want to use this as an alibi, I can tell you that there's a clocking system at work. But if I don't mention it, you cannot assume that at 7 o'clock I was locking out and said, yeah, we must go to work and check whether he locked out. I never said I locked out. I said I knocked off. And I said I stopped at the petrol station, but I didn't tell you what I did, because I might stop at the petrol station, but not put petrol and not be in the canopy of the petrol station. So CCTV footage might not pick me up because I didn't explain. Unless you take me step by step, what did you do at the police station? Then I'll explain. And then I said I arrived at my sister's house. I never said I arrived at my sister's house and found my sister. You understand? Because I
Yes.
can arrive
So
at my
don't ask my
sister's house.
sister to come and confirm.
Exactly. I said I left at 7, I stopped at the filling station, and then from there I arrived at my sister at 8 p.m. and I stayed there until midnight. But I never said I arrived there and stayed with my sister until midnight. So you cannot say, bring your sister here. I've never said my sister is an alibi. I said, I gave you the sequence of events. So if I mentioned that I was with Mabungi Tuli, he took pictures of what, I'm not the one who said he was my alibi, because that's not how I defend myself. I'm sticking to one alibi, because if you're going to bring Mabungi Tuli, he might come and contradict myself, because it's not part of me. If I wanted to use him, I was going to sit down and check his movement and then check whether they align with me. Then I'll come and tell you. Don't take my words and add people. If I stop at the filling station, don't tell me whether I was putting petrol, because I never said I would put petrol. I don't have a car. So I didn't say I put petrol. I said I stopped. And there's a convenience shop. There's a lady who's selling outside there next to the filling station. I might have stopped there and buy. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that he never said Mabungi Duli is my alibi. He was giving a sequence of events. Thanks.
Now you are clear as day. So hold on, let me find our friends, frenemies rather, at the giant room over here. So that's what I want. That's why I wanted us to define it, because I feel that the poll was designed to be confusing. I feel they did that on purpose. That it's a play on words, and it's designed to confuse the record, and which I feel that the record has been confused. So give me 1 second. Oh, our brother is there. Da 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 da. I haven't watched this guy, so I'm just quickly searching. Then there it is. I knew it. I had a suspicion that this was their result.
Here, we've got 19% of you saying it's
I knew it. I knew that's the game plan. Norma Parate. Hello, darling. She says, hi, everyone. Why can't they take this case for review? Because the case is not finished. And as they all say out there, is the case is already ongoing. We can't comment on it. We have to wait. It has to get to the end before anything else can happen. It can't just abruptly stop unless Andy Materi to the front of the room drops all charges unprovisionally. And lucky for everyone, we've got Lolo who has the template of how to successfully get charges dropped. So we're watching, we're watching, we're watching. Okay, so back to this poll and why I wanted it defined so that there is no confusion. First of all, alibi is the most annoying word to spell, but it is what it is. Okay, so giant logo station alibi people voted 58%. So majority jumped in. They're jumping up and down like popcorn to say it's an alibi. But if you go back to accused number three's evidence in chief, he does not say, I was with Mabungu Ntuli and the others. He says, and if you remember, he says it constantly, all the time. He says, I never went to Fos Loras. I was never there. I don't know Kelly Kumalo. I wasn't at the crime scene. Are you following? That's a bad denial. That is his actual defense. And that is why every time Georgie stands up and says his alibi is, Nisi immediately interjects to say, accused number three never offered an alibi. Are we on the same page now? The 15% that voted alibi, do you still stick with your alibi version? So that's why I wanted to differentiate between the two, because I felt Giant Logo was really trying to play us. They were trying to play the people with the English. But unfortunately for them, I saw through it. I saw through it what they were trying to do. So on Mzansi Unfiltered over here, where we give our honest reviews, we have 66% bare denial. 66% of people watching this live say it's bare denial. I'm also going to put it on the channel community post, and so that we can continue to vote even after the live has ended, and those who didn't join the live can also submit. So let the others know the difference between the two: alibi, bare denial. And it feels like I'm coaching the witnesses in how I want you to vote. No, I just knew that there's a confusion there. So we got a great example. I finished work at 6 p.m. So what did Nube say? Nube said, I was with my friends. We were driving around. It was a great time. We went to Lisedi. We went to, where else did they go? George Hawk. And then we drove back home. No, we dropped off my pizza. Yes, we dropped off my pizza because he wasn't living with them and he's my best friend. And then we took pictures. This picture was taken by Mabunguntuli. And then Mabunguntuli is the uncle. Mabunguntuli and Uspiva Ntuli are the uncles to Fisoguhle Ntuli, accused number 5. And then we all drove home together. And they drove home and then they got home. And then we went into where we stay, and then we went into the same place. We stay in the same what is it called? Not the same building. They have different bedrooms. I feel like I feel Mshololo didn't clarify that clearly enough on the record. So we have different bedrooms. I went to my bedroom and I slept. So which leaves Untuli, Uspiva, and Mabungu together. He never said Mabungu is his defense. He's just mentioning what they did all day. So it is irrelevant to quote Mabungu because why not Spiva? Why not all the other guys that they met throughout the day? Because it was a long day and that taxi was full of their friends. And also, Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Kininda on page 283 could not differentiate between the exterior of Basutini Hostel and George Gog Hostel. That is my submission for today with regards to giant logos Mkologoto edition poll. But it's okay. They already disclosed it and they said it out loud. I'm not misquoting that the show is for money, for the advertisers to advertise on the show. So it's just a drama, a series. Okay. All right. So I hope we are clear. Any questions, drop it in the comment section before we end. Mas and our other guest, Robbie, thank you so much. You can give us your final submissions and then we'll close out and call it a great night. Mas, do you want
Okay.
to? Yay.
My closing is even though the presiding officer will try to use the discretion as he hinted, because he was trying to say the defense are willing to accept the Section 205s and everything that Baloi was promising. But still, as Advocate Mushololo said, you can't do that. You need to follow the law of evidence. We know that in that court, laws can be rewritten and
Twisted.
twisted. But at the end of the day, we see that justice in South Africa has eyes. That's all I can say.
Mm. That's powerful. Lady Justice is supposed to be blind, but oh no, her eyes are wide open. Rob, go ahead, please.
All right. Before I can do closing remarks, thank you for this opportunity. I think the social media, you guys, witness you in particular. Let me concentrate on you. You give us the platform to engage either silently, so in the comment section, or following your uploaded videos. I think that on its own, it's community building, because the masses that you touch through this platform, it's helping others. Because what we see happening in our country, specifically, let's talk about this case. It might be your brother, your cousin, your sibling, very close to you,
Yes.
your friend, and at least every day we are imparting the little knowledge that we have about law, about the procedures, the standing orders, and all, and to help. I think someone is taking something here to use it for whatever case or anything that you are are facing with. So I think we need to applaud you guys and encourage people to continue to follow you on YouTube, or TikTok, Spotify, and Facebook. Those are your platforms. Same name, I guess. Yeah, I know that. Not I guess, I know that. And yeah, let's also meet in the street, the social media street, guys, because we are all over. Also, we're engaging.
Our
My
family.
Yes, you are a family, and that's why I'm saying this is an opportunity, because if you have to write a placard, it might not reach everyone. If you have to write a memorandum and submit it, it might not be reach all 9 provinces and the SADC region, because I know you get followers from outside the country. So, but
I
with
do.
this platform, you can reach too many people. And then also to add to my brother is that now everyone knows about this. That's why even today, everyone were looking for you to say, "Can go and watch this video." I got a notification from Spotify. I'm sorry, not Spotify, from TikTok to say, Rob, go and watch this video, and I went to watch it. So you can see that the majority of people. I even asked somebody to say, can you count and tell me how many social media people who are pro-state? And you'll find maybe one, two, three, but the rest we are pro-defense, because we are coming from the side of justice, and we want
Evidence as
justice.
well.
Exactly. Yeah, we unpacking it to a point whereby everyone can understand, without trying to say we are loyal to the defense. No, we are not loyal to anyone. We are loyal to justice. So in terms of this, Judge Rata is maybe driving from Bloemfontein coming back, whether you like it or not. Tuesday will be here. He must give a he must rule, as Msholo engage her, engage him to say, you must rule, my lord. And he say, no, you need to apply your opinion and your mind and well thought, whatever. But the point is, guys, any rule that is going to make, you still have to back it up with case law. And any case
Mm,
law that is going to quote is going to open a door for the defense. Because this defense, those who started with this case from Boxback during the COVID time, when we were watching it, the guys were refusing to go to the dock. That's why I started watching this together with many of us. To date, how many years we've been watching this case? The defense that you saw then, including the late Ngomezulu, who is fighting in his grave, they are
mm.
different to the defense that you saw. That today's defense is different to the one
Yes,
that you saw,
it's
not
very
in terms of
different.
names, very different. So whatever judgment that Judge Ratha is going to give tomorrow, they are ready for it, and they are going to hit the state even hard. I said last week, I dare you, Ratha, to give this state a positive outcome, and you are going to be killing them even worse. So that's my partition. Any, I'm telling you, any, because if you go to Section 3, you still have to qualify why this evidence was not brought, and then why Ngumalo was blocked. If you are saying introduce new evidence, the question will be, then Muzi must come back, Ndanzi must come back,
Mm-hmm.
Ngube must also be recalled, and
Excellent.
who's this? Nisi ask. I've never seen a witness being recalled like that, like a witness stroke an accused person be recalled to come and do what? Rebut something that you could have brought together during the disclosure, and then today we'll be dealing with that evidence. But because you are parallel in trying to prosecute us, you are now becoming the rebuttal team instead of the defense supposed to be the one who rebut. Is the state that are rebutting their own version, Nohal? How pathetic that can be. You are rebutting your own evidence because the defense never brought any evidence. Because remember, the defense, they are not here to defend to prove their innocence beyond reasonable doubt.
Mm,
You must prove
mm.
them guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Then they are going to rebut. But in this case, even during that time of your number, Paul Mama Wami, you remember that era? We're confronted with the Valeria calls. Ndanzi,
Mm.
Ndanzi, you'll go and call your mama. You call Ndanzi was forced Baloy to chase his tail because he'll mention fly saucer interchange. Baloy will run and say the police station
Three
was
G
Brook
flying
Lane.
saucer.
Exactly. So my parting shot is that I dare Judge Rath. I hope when he was there during the Visnus, whatever we call it, after tears, they advise him to say, do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, in conclusion, I like this last comment. Umncube did not bring the section 205 to say I was with Mapungundoli. So, it is not his version, but the state's evidence against him. It is a denial, not an alibi. The state is now opposing their own version, aka they are cooking day in, day out. This is a
Absolutely.
trial by ambush, my lord, and it is absolute gulugudu tendencies. And I just want to, you're right, the state, no, the defense that we had when Gomezulu was still alive, because I want to say Ngomezulu was towing the limb. I want to say on his own, he was quite brave. He was going after my lord. But now we are seeing the rest of the defense, all of them, literally showing my lord at the back door. So what I want to conclude by saying is Ngube gave his bare denial. He doesn't know Kelly Komalo. He says he knows her from the TV. That's all he knows her from. Otherwise, he has no business with her. And if, okay, fine, fine. If he did communicate with her, where is she in that dock? He doesn't see her. If you know who hired me, why is she not arrested? So this is, I think this is a tough one for my lord. It's super tough. I don't know how Gininda's gonna assist my lord with this one, because my lord loves Gininda to the moon and back. It's his shiny, fancy toy, his favorite decorated member of SAPS, even though my lord has heard that he's been mentioned in a not so shiny way at the Madlanga Commission. Watch, next is going to discredit Madlanga Commission. Just watch this space. You'll come back and tell me that I was right. I want to also say, where is that comment? Dun, da, da, da. Thank you, Mzansi Unfiltered, for your educational and entertainment infused channel. Keep the humor. Thank you so much. I actually can only do this with you guys in mind. By the way, I've never told you guys this, but I'm going to tell you, those of you who are still on the live stream. First of all, did you like the live? Like, I don't even spend time committing to what I should do as a content creator, which is, asking you guys to like, begging you to subscribe, because that just takes up way from the real thing that we want to talk about, the meat of the matter. And I want to say that I do see you guys in the comment sections on other platforms. And I'm just sitting there like a proud mommy that, yes, you are maintaining court decorum, and also you're not switcherooing, jumperooing. There's a few that I noticed that when they're on the other side, they're, you know, aligning wherever they go. It's like, yeah. So then when you come to my channel, you want to be playing like your team defense, but on some, let's say, like if you go to newsroom, I will see what your comment is. Sometimes I will let you know that I've also seen your comment. I will like. I won't comment, but I will like so that you see Mzansi Unfiltered has liked your comment. I did a video on another person who should be 6 feet under and resting in alleged peace. But the Madlanga Commission has decided to shake it up a little bit. And I saw people went to that memorial video and were commenting in present day. And I'm like, stop resuscitating this video. They are going to delete it. We need the evidence on the record. So that's why I like to keep an account of everything, because on the internet, people like to almost change their stuff. So we are in agreement. Shout out to everybody who voted bare denial. That shows that you are following the educational elements. And to those who selected alibi and now understand the difference between an alibi and a bare denial, there's nothing wrong with that. We learn every day. That's why this platform is opened up, so we can engage, we can learn, and sometimes we can laugh and sometimes cry. My Lord, uh, if my Lord, I want to make sure I prepare you guys, because there's a pattern and I know how the pattern flows. If my Lord rules for team defense, people are going to get upset. I'm not watching this case anymore. This is too much. My heart. Da, 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 da. Watch, you're going to see those comments. If you were on the live, you're going to see those comments and you're going to type Mzansi Unfiltered already told us you're going to say this. Because we are so emotionally invested in this. But if you're truly in this in the interest of justice, you write it out. And I'm not saying this for views, likes, and dun dun. No, I mean genuinely. We tow it, we keep going, we keep going. Because if we don't and we say, no, no, I'm not going to watch this anymore, and then propaganda continues over there in the giant department, that's why they will continue to confuse masses and confuse the definition of alibi and bed denial. I'm going to listen to the video at some point and then figure out if they did the right thing by differentiating between the two for their audience. With that, I love you all so much. This has been another long one. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for tolerating me. Yeah. Thank you for tolerating me. Public service announcement. I will now be blocking everyone who says I talk too much. Yeah, because clearly you don't understand the assignment. So I'm not going to be distracted by Mgulugudu's moving forward. So I'm just letting you know in advance I will be blocking. It means you will never comment on my channel again. I love you so much. Have a good night. You already know Tuesday it is. Oh, I owe you a live, so I think we'll do it tomorrow. The solitary confinement part 2. So we'll do that in tandem with more that I will have to say from Nziligaziwa Africa's podcast. And even up to now, I still don't remember the name of the podcast. Drop it in the comment section so that others can find it and not think that I'm gatekeeping his channel. I'm not. It's just not the easiest thing to remember. So it's Nziligaziwa Africa's podcast. Guys, do you remember the name of the podcast? Mas, let me know the name of the podcast so that I leave it verbally as well.
I'm sorry, I don't know it either.
Oh,
Just
but we're
I
ending
don't know
here.
it.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, I don't feel so. Good night. Bye.